This video is sponsored by Tudun Koopa Industries, in which we get to glaze Tudun Koopa to the highest degree. Any others who don't conform to our personal beliefs of Tudun Koopa will be shot dead or be transported to September 11th, 2001. You know exactly which location. Thank you for listening to our sponsor for sponsoring this video, and Tiananmen Square still didn't happen, I'm afraid.
Quit, ladies and gents. Pit the Swordmaster here for a bit of a different video. So, normally I don't try to do these sorts of prediction videos, but for Bowser vs. Eggman, A, I actually know enough about the characters to be able to discuss them, and B, this matchup is such a everything in the kitchen sink style idea that I thought it would be fun to cover it. And I've got three of my friends and absolute fucking lunatics with me here to discuss it as well. Three people that, alongside a couple other friends of mine, Danny and Sar, made a prediction blog for Bowser vs. Eggman that spanned a couple months worth of work. Introduce yourselves, guys.
You didn't give us an order.
Oh well.
All at the same time. It's me. I'm Mannington. I'm the guy who says love wins a lot, and I'm here to do some funny things and just kind of chime in when I can mention the stealing agenda.
Hi, I'm Larka. I made the prediction blog. Read it.
Reading is for idiots. I'm Chris. I like Eggman a lot. I'm here to glaze. That's it.
Yeah, thanks for exposing my horrendous organization skills.
Don't worry, you'll get. This is your first time doing this. You'll get better.
Well, technically second, considering I also did the fucking Kickstarter discussion video, but yeah. So, Bowser vs. Eggman. I think we can all agree. Good matchup.
Good matchup. Great
has
matchup.
hurdles,
Great
has
matchup.
child murder. It has a lot of time eaters.
On my brain for at least a year straight now.
It's been absolutely a year.
Hasn't gone a day where I haven't thought about it.
Like, just from the start of the blog, it's been like,
mostly for worse.
What, 8 months?
We started in December, so.
And then as soon as they announced the matchup for the Kickstarter, we were just like, go, 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 go.
No, we had not finished the blog by that point. It was kind of terrifying.
Read the blog.
Read my blogs.
Hit the Swordmaster, link the blog in the description.
Will do. I'll link it in the description. Please
You
check
can't
it out.
But I'm pointing aggressively. Read the blog.
Yeah.
Do it now.
My main contribution was adding the Deadly Six, so, you know, important stuff, but
the most important member of the Bowser.
All these guys put in a lot more effort than me, so yeah, be sure to check them out. So,
I added the tennis racket and also a 10-page long verdict.
We added everything else.
I added Blockhead Bowser for Mario Party DS. Everyone's favorite aspect of this matchup.
I added like half the blog.
I added the
we
other
all
half.
put in very equal amounts of effort, is what I'm hearing.
We all did great.
Exactly.
We did great.
We did very great indeed. So,
it was a fun time, had by all.
Oh yeah. Anyways, enough
to talk about it.
Yeah, enough lollygagging. So, do we want to start by talking about the King of the Koopas then, for starters?
It's from Bowser.
All right, I'm ready.
You've been ready since, I would say, the day you were born, but I think more accurately, December, as we have discussed.
December.
I am the Bowser. That's me. In the
You
flesh.
are Bowser.
Yeah, you're Bowser.
All right, so I figured to start, we can talk a little about the stats. We pretty much know they will give Bowser in the episode. We haven't had Mario on the show since season 6, but
Jesus Christ,
that should still give us a pretty good estimate. So, in Wario vs. DDD, they put Wario at planetary and relativistic, right?
I think it was
something like that.
It was a fucking Star Driver feat, right?
Yeah, and in one of the black boxes, they said he's maybe universal.
Maybe fourth dimensional.
That's our baseline for Bowser stats.
So, you know, normal stuff.
Now I'm gonna tell you why that's bullshit.
Off to a good start.
Alright, we can start with speed because that's much easier. I forget which which game is it that he has the clown car feats?
I forgot. You
I
did
think
you
he might be
you
a
added that
Mario
one.
Party.
It doesn't really matter. He has a feat where
Yeah.
he pilots his clown car to the sun. Just like one
As you
does.
do.
As you do.
Then we have various
that.
Mario characters in Mario Party can dodge lasers.
You know,
And
maybe
we
Bowser
have,
would win if he just grabs the sun disc.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
that's not how I wanted to start this.
Sorry, continue.
Right. So then some of the more higher end Mario feats come from Mario Galaxy. So we know that power stars can power spaceships, essentially. And both
Yeah.
Rosalina's Comet Observatory and Starship Mario can travel across galaxies and potentially even the universe in seconds. Bowser directly tagged the latter with his meteors. So there's that.
Good
I don't know
arm.
how directly how to quantify that, but he can hit things that move very fast.
I reckon it's roughly 5.
At
Yeah.
least 5.
We don't
Maybe 6.
have a size for Mario's universe. It's definitely bigger than ours, considering just how much alien life we know exists.
And the
Yeah.
fact that there's like, what, 100 fucking galaxies? Give or
Yeah.
I
take?
do think it's I know you're the Mario guy, but I do remember this is a very frequent argument that the worlds in Galaxy 2 are called universes in the Japanese version.
Yeah, I was actually gonna touch on that later. I
Okay.
just wanted to go through like the stuff that most people
Yeah.
who played Mario Galaxy will know.
Like
But
that one
actually, I
time
guess
Bowser died.
Like the one time Bowser died, or did he die?
He got better. That's what matters.
So either way, universe bigger than ours, probably. How big, we don't know. So whatever any universe crossing feat should be like at least quadrillions of times the speed of light.
Yeah, seems reasonable.
Yeah. So immeasurable.
Here we go.
That's the segue of a lifetime.
In Mario Luigi Dream Team,
Oh, no.
there's this big bird called the Seakeeper. And
He's
in
God.
the dream world, he can dimension hop with speed.
You really were.
There's nothing I can add to that.
Welcome back, eyes closed. World passing me by.
Immeasurable Mario.
Is it legit?
Maybe.
Probably not. You could easily argue that he just has the ability to dimension hop because he is the master of the dream realm, but that's less funny.
That is true.
Yeah. That's how we operate here on Eggshell.
Yeah,
This
just
also-
throw logic out the window. Just say shit because it's funnier than just taking any of this debate seriously.
It's
This,
Bowser Eggman. Who takes this
this al-
seriously?
This also touches a little more on attack potency, which we'll get to. Super Paper Mario, the Void could destroy numerous universes at the same time.
Good old Super
one-
Paper Mario.
One of which Bowser was in at the time.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that level of attack speed, just again, several times larger than our universe can reach.
Lots
And
of good range, honestly.
It's a
Very
good
good.
range. It goes from relativistic to light speed to quadrillions of times light speed to immeasurable.
That's Mario.
That's
Natural
Mario.
evolution.
Remember when they put Mario at like lightning timer?
Those were the
I mean,
days.
that's more digestible.
I mean, yeah, more digestible
I
than
do
the fucking
wonder-
more digestible than the fucking immeasurable dream hopper.
I feel like in the episode they're probably going to give him the galaxy feat because it's just easier to quantify than
Yeah.
whatever Seakeeper's doing.
Before the versus arms race. Simpler times.
Good times.
So that's the Bowser speed metric we're working with, at least. Do you want me to go directly into attack points here? Or do you want to like shift it over to Eggman speed and then?
Honestly,
I think
before we do anything else, I thought it would be nice to just talk about Bowser in general outside of like versus shit. 'Cause he's a cool guy.
That's a good
He's a
idea.
cool guy.
Bowser's a cool
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah,
He's a
Like,
cool
Bowser-
guy.
He's fun.
I loved it when he respected people and murdered that one guy.
I think
love that
Bowser is
funny-
really cool because he's very comical in his evil. Like he is,
Yeah.
he has his moments where he locks the fuck in, but like he's like a Saturday morning cartoon kind of vibe, and I think that's really cool.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that is what makes Bowser so iconic, that he can fulfill so many different roles and it'll never
Yeah.
feel jarring.
like it's funny
my
how.
favorite part.
Yeah, go on.
Thanks. That's like why Bowser's like one of my all-time favorite villains, because like, oh, he's the scary warlock, he's nothing more, and then after all these years, he's just so flexible. He's had moments where he's like not scary, but like a good intimidating threat, but also like he's in the RPGs. I don't have to explain why he's amazing in every single RPG. And then he just plays tennis. He does goofy expressions. He's just a perfect batch, and like it makes us
He's a
together
good
so
father.
well.
Yeah, like
He's a
just
good father. Like that's good. That's good.
Yeah, like-
it's enough for like.
just in the platformers alone, like you'll have Bowser's Fury, where he's less of even a character and more just a force of nature that you just have to deal with. And then like Super Mario Sunshine, you fight him while he's bathing in a fucking hot tub.
I mean, no matter what Bowser does, it's instantly recognizable as Bowser.
Yeah.
Like one time he's gonna be trying to conquer the universe. The other Nintendo is using him in ads to do some silly shit. Like
Yeah.
he could just get away with that.
Like this is a guy that conquered the galaxies, but he'll also shield his son's eyes from like any mature content because he's a respectable warlord.
Because he's the GOAT.
He'll hear that Doug Bowser is the new president of Nintendo and actually dress up to go, thinking it's him.
He worked for that. It should have been him. We would have gotten our Bowser game finally.
That is true.
Yeah.
Bowser's
day.
great.
One day.
Respect to the goat.
Respect to
Yeah.
the goat.
All right. Sorry, Master. What's next in line? What's next in business?
I guess we can go. I guess we can go over the AP first, or next for Bowser, and then like
How
talk about
strong
Eggman.
is Bowser?
And then we can go on to like talking about Eggman for a bit. But yeah, let's talk about Mario cosmology. Now let's start with the direct stuff first.
How strong is Bowser?
I have a whole ass document for this.
Oh, that's not even good. I've got the tea ready.
Let's just go back to the basic things first. Mario can kick giant castles everywhere. He can survive stadium-sized explosions. Wario took a planetary nuke to the face. Donkey Kong punched the moon. We all know about that kind of stuff.
They do that.
So
Yeah,
then
see
we
that
have,
stuff every Saturday.
Then we have like cosmic feats, which Mario is in a very like battle versus feat oriented series. Who would have guessed? So a lot of it comes more from implications, like how we know in Super Mario 64, Bowser created those paintings inside the worlds inside the paintings. And when you look at that,
Yeah.
Bob Battlefield has a sun in it.
Yeah, I think the most like in your face direct that like Mario feats get is, funnily enough, Bowser just surviving a planet hypernova into a black hole.
Yeah,
He does that.
Yeah.
like
Galaxy was a little bit of an outlier when we talk about this kind of shit. At least in the platformers.
It's crazy. Just like the outlier of, oh, even like in story, it's like, oh, you gotta save the castle, you gotta save this island. The universe is collapsing, this woman's mother is dead and living with her found family, and hey, look at that, the universe just died and was reborn. Go do that again, but with Patrick Star. Stop the wedding.
GG.
But
Luigi.
I guess since we are talking Galaxy, there is the one feat that needs to be addressed: the universe bust.
Did he tank it?
Here it comes.
Did he
tank
do it?
What do you guys think he tanked it?
I
think it's
subscribe
like
to the notion that
questionable.
it's funnier.
Here's the thing: I don't think there is a problem using it because of other feats in Mario. But like, if we only had that for Universal, I don't think I would feel safe using it.
It's
That's
good
my
for
take.
backing evidence.
Here's the thing: I think it's legit, and here's why. Rosaline has no reason to save that motherfucker.
Yeah.
That's the main argument for him
Then-
surviving it.
Like the entire game, she goes, Mario, we gotta kill this guy. So when Bowser does die, why would she save him? Like
This
you
is
can
the
say,
guy-
oh, just a byproduct of recreating the universe. I don't know. It feels like she would be able to like ignore that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why would she bring back the person who tried to kill her children and eat the universe to make a better
She's
one?
simply that nice.
Yeah, we should
Uni
specify
Bowser
that.
deniers be like,
Bowser's Galaxy Reactor was directly threatening to destroy the whole universe. It blew up in his face, and he was fine.
He's him.
that's
He's
the
built
Bowser.
different.
Yeah, so that's like the big universal boss feat. There's another one, which comes with our good old friend Mario Party 5.
Oh,
Here we go.
So have
Strike
you
out
all
the
heard
hard
about
liquor.
dream scaling?
Oh my
I
days.
have not
I'm gonna
heard
go get a
about
drink.
dream scaling, my
Start
friend Loka. Please
Alright.
elaborate about dream scaling in the famous Mario Party 5 GameCube game.
In Mario Party 5, dreams are universes. As in, when you go take a nap and you dream, there you go. That's a universe. We know
Wow,
that
I'm a
because
universe
they're
buster.
directly called that. Just in the game, it just said, "Oh, dreams are universes." The main
Yeah.
story of Mario Party 5 involves Bowser destroying these dreams one by one just by himself.
You know,
Because he
as you
can.
do.
And like, yeah, he just said that. Oh, he's destroyed like a dozen at this point. I don't know how to quantify that as anything else than he blew up the universe up.
I do think about Bowser destroying universes in Mario Party 5 because I also looked into Mario. I also was in the vlog. I do think it's over time, but universal feats over time. That's still multi-galaxy, even if you take like a fucking hour.
Here's the reason I question that. The Star Spirits just. I don't think they would wait to talk to Mario about Bowser destroying the universes, and he destroyed several before they talked to him and was like, "Hey, dude, you gotta stop this guy."
Yes.
It's a little weird because like it's obviously a gameplay thing because it's a fucking Mario Party game. You have
Right,
to
of
play the boards, but like every board in the story mode starts with Bowser being like, "I'm Bowser. I'm gonna destroy this dream," and then he's like, "Oh, go my Koopa kids, distract Mario so I can do my thing." And then you
I
play
do
the
not
entire
care.
board of Mario Party and dream's fine.
Kill my Koopa
Bowser,
Links.
get out of here. I was like, "Oh, Mario."
Yeah, like
Go.
obviously it's like I said, a lot of it just comes down to interpretation because Mario.
Yeah. It's Mario.
Yeah, but
I
like,
think
even
even if he took like a good chunk of time to destroy a dream, that is still multi-galaxy. Like I hear people say like, "Oh, even if you divide a universal feat by like several hours, it's still multi-galaxy."
Yeah,
So that's still
still
really strong.
but
Yeah,
it really
that's right.
doesn't matter,
Yeah.
and that's because of Dreamy Bowser.
Let's talk about Dreamy Bowser.
This is gonna be.
We're going to be
fun.
saying,
So-
let's talk about a lot today.
Yeah.
I think everyone agrees that Dreamy Bowser is Bowser's max potential.
Yeah.
It is the strongest he's ever been.
And potential Koopa.
Potential
That's
Koopa.
because the
Potential.
Dream Stone is directly empowered by the Dream Depot. What's the Dream Depot? The collection of all the dreams ever.
The collective
Actually, I would
unconscious?
like to present a counter. I would like to present a counter if you don't mind.
Is that so?
I looked into Dream Team because like it's a long ass game. I checked everything. The Dreamstone is powered by the Dream Depot, but it's not the entire thing. It's just the dreams of the people of the Pilo Island that power it.
Ah, all right.
Like it's still really strong because if you check normal population of an island, that's a lot of fucking dreams.
Yeah, and
Just a few.
and it's
Calculate
not
how
just-
many dreams a person has in their entire lifetime
Yeah.
across however long this
Like,
civilization
that is
has been
that
around.
is still a lot of dreams. But I do think a lot of people don't make the distinction, and I do think it's important to note.
I
The
still
Dreamstone
think
has
that
its limits.
I don't think that impacts it a lot because it's not just the people;
Yeah.
it's also the animals and the enemies and the
Yeah.
fucking trees. Because it's Mario, everything's alive.
Everything is alive.
Yeah.
Even the hills are alive. Even the hills have eyes.
The
you kill
estimates
them.
that I've heard for trying to put a number to this ranges from 8 billion to 26 quadrillion dreams.
Yeah,
Ah,
people go crazy on Dreamy Bowser.
Which is a
about
lot.
right.
That's a lot
Yeah,
of
just a
universes.
little bit, just a little bit.
Just a few.
And not only is Bowser empowered by that as Dreamy Bowser, Peach also just blew the thing up.
As you do.
Because she can
As
do
you
that.
do. With the help of Starlo, the most important Mario character.
So divide
Yeah.
26 quadrillion by 2 for base Bowser strength, I guess, if you want to be that guy. And there you
Yeah,
have it.
nice.
That's non-dimensional. Which don't worry, we'll touch on that later.
That's the, fucking
That's
thing.
non-dimensional Bowser strengths.
Yeah. Lots of dream scaling to be found.
I sure hope
So
that doesn't
many
become a
dreams.
trend.
So many dreams. So little time.
I do
Okay,
want
okay,
to
Sonic
wait to
.exe,
talk
calm down.
about. I want to wait to talk about dimensional tearing until we've touched on
Yeah.
Eggman a little because it's gonna get.
Yeah,
wild.
we're just kind of covering like what do we think like the main stats for these characters should be.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
just gotta
so-
hit the bases.
So Bowser, quadrillions of times faster than light, possibly immeasurable, but that's a little shaky.
Mhm.
And several times universal.
Up to 26 quadrillion. If you
Up
wanna
to
just-
26 quadrillion.
If you want to take the highest estimate some guy came up with,
Yeah.
it's impossible.
Honestly, at
to
that
quantify.
point, just call it multiplus.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
a multiplus. and
It's so ridiculously high into multiversal, you might as well call it multiplus.
Alright.
That's the turtle.
That
is indeed the turtle.
He's
Then I guess
super
there's
fast
just like.
and strong.
Now we
Go
can
on.
talk about Eggman.
Now that we're
Okay.
done talking about the pathetic Koopa Kingdom, let's talk about the Eggman
Yeah.
Empire
Let's stop.
and the
Let's
man
stop eating.
himself.
Let's stop eating our apples and see the doctor. So,
Let's go see the doctor.
although I don't know if
so-
I don't know if Robotnik is the kind of doctor you want to be seeing.
Dr. Eggman, my glorious king.
My
All
goat.
hail the Eggman Empire. Oh god.
Metal.
If Pitts doesn't include it in the video, Chris has a Metal Sonic profile picture. Because
Of course he does.
I guess we'll talk a little about Eggman as a character first.
Yeah, that's only fair.
Funny guy. I like it when he murdered the platypus guy.
Had to mute for a second. Eggman, I really like Eggman. He's like my
Yeah.
favorite villain in like any game. I like him a lot. He has the
Cool.
similar kind of vibe to like Bowser in that he can be very comical, but because of Sonic deciding to have more of a focus on story after that rough transition to 3D people keep yapping
Yeah.
about, Eggman gets to be super serious a lot more often, and it's always great. I love Eggman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I feel.
when Eggman
Nobody's
locks
doing that
in
a lot.
on like being it's a trend. When Eggman is like goofy and silly, like I do think there are points where it's like, oh, it's hard to take him even seriously as a threat. But when he is good goofy, I like it when he says Pingus and all that. But like when he walks in on like being like a legitimate threat, like splitting the planet open for the next Eldritch Horror of the Week, like the plot, like his thing with like just holding Tails at gunpoint, like everything he does is just so commonly you're reminded that yeah, this guy's a genius and he needs to be reckoned as such, or else he will fuck you up.
I guess
Sonic Adventure 2 has some of my favorite Eggman moments because a lot of it was him just kind of freestyling because that was not his plan. He just went to Prison Island to get Gerald's epic super weapon. It happened to be Shadow the Hedgehog, and we'll talk about Shadow the Hedgehog later. But and then Shadow was like, "Hey, here's this cannon. It can blow up a planet." And Eggman was doing some great work in Adventure 2. Like he was doing some amazing strategies throughout to deal with Sonic and his gang of losers.
He was pulling out the mind games.
Yeah.
You turned into a big time villain, Doctor.
He sure did.
I will say as well, just what Mangton was saying about splitting the planet open. Can I just say, Unleashed was, I want to say at least one of the first games that I ever like owned for myself, and seeing that opening cutscene, that fucked me up as a kid. That's how you make a fucking power move to a 7-year-old.
Eggman is great because he's always cooking something.
Yeah.
He always has a brand new plan or some new archaeological discovery that can let him get a new super weapon. He is always plotting, and he is a problem.
Yeah, like who else? You go this time. You can go.
I've been doing that a lot.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Yeah, and regardless what you think of, like, the writing in, like, the later Sonic games, I do also, sort of like with Bowser, I do like how they also establish, even though Eggman's, like, an absolute maniacal bastard, he also does, like, have a genuine bit of humanity to him in caring for, like, his underlings like Metal Sonic and especially Sage. Like, that was one of my favorite parts of Frontiers' story.
Frontiers did a great job of humanizing Dr. Eggman, which I think is really good, really nice.
It's really good to have that. Like, he still is, like, oh, I'm just Eggman, I'm gonna build an amusement park, and that's still awesome, but, like the egg logs and especially everything with Sage, it's nice to see a bit more of a human side. Like, I'm gonna make this amusement park because it's fun. I'm gonna use slave labor, but, you know, it'll be fun later.
And Frontiers still, like, does a good job of still giving him somewhat of a threat level, because at the end of the day, yeah, he's being nice to Sage, but Sage is also bringing in, like, a bunch of fucking titans that all needed Super Sonic to beat.
Yep.
Kind of a deal.
Alright, so as for Eggman as a fighter, so Eggman is a bit of an interesting case because, like, he's not Bowser, right? He's not actually throwing fisticuffs very often. However,
Surge.
However, there are instances of him physically being able to, like, actually hurt Sonic characters like Starline and Surge in IDW. And he's consistently able to, like, run on par with Sonic, which is
hilarious.
Is hilarious and also very interesting because this is Sonic the Hedgehog, the fastest thing alive, who can move faster than light speed and call it a cakewalk. That is the kind of speed we're dealing with, like casual Sonic the Hedgehog. He is very, very fast.
And then Sonic the Hedgehog too.
A lot of the higher feats for Sonic, both in power and speed, come from Super Sonic, so we're just gonna have to work towards that.
Yeah.
Like, there's the fact that there's Eggman splitting the planet open. We have to talk about tech, because most of Eggman's feat comes from his mechs and contraptions. He can split the planet open. He can destroy star clusters just to impress this one super advanced robot.
I do find it funny how consistently planetary Eggman's tech is, because Adventure 2 blows up a moon, Sonic Battle blows up a star cluster, Unleashed blows up the planet.
Sonic Colors enslaves like 5 other planets.
Yeah, that too.
Sonic, I don't remember which of the 3 it was, but in one of the events games, he gets, like, his hands on, I think, a Chaos Emerald or something, and he just shatters the planet into 6 separate pocket realities.
Was
he
it
can
3?
just fucking do that, I guess.
Average Eggman.
Yeah, he can just fucking do that. Yeah, I think it was 3.
He can just do that.
Yeah, he's got a lot of good tech, but his best tech lets him fight the golden bastard himself, Supersonic.
2 of them at that.
Bastard.
Even without access to the Chaos Emeralds, he has made several mechs that Supersonic could not damage in game, which is crazy. But we'll get to AP in a second. Supersonic has been able to fight enemies like Solaris, who could
starting early
fight across the entire timeline, which is the entire universe, which gets to quadrillions of times faster than light, which is pretty handy. I'm trying to think because I don't have any notes. I'm just spitballing.
Yeah. Supersonic and Burning Blaze also fought like the Egg Wizard, who the Jewel Scepter, if I remember right, maintains the existence of parallel universes, and hell, the Soul Emeralds and the Chaos Emeralds, when they were in the same universe, threatened to just destroy the whole thing.
Yeah, it's a little vague how powerful the Rush Adventure final boss was, the Jewel Scepter. But it's at least 2 universes because we know it maintains Sonic's universe and the Soul Dimension.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's specifically like no other universes, just this one. But like 2 universes is still nothing to sneeze at, even on the lower end.
Supersonic scaling to Supersonic is also really good because the Chaos Emeralds are very consistently presented as the absolute strongest weapon in the entire Sonic universe.
Yeah.
Which is very fun because that means it's stronger than anything that they are stronger than anything that happens in the storybook games, like Merlina freezing the flow of time throughout the entire universe of Camelot.
I do have notes actually of like a few feats that the Chaos Emerald specifically can do if I can pull them up. Because there's surprising about that even just one Chaos Emerald can do. Like, off the top of my head, you have Sonic Unleashed. They're pulling entire continents back together. What else? Here we are.
There is this one feat that isn't from Supersonic, but I think supports, like, quadrillions of times faster than light Supersonic. In the cartoon, Sonic Prime.
Oh boy.
During episode 1, Sonic the Hedgehog is a fucking idiot and destroys this awesome item called the Paradox Prism, which destroys the universe and shatters it into several pocket realities.
You can
use this as a power feat because Sonic was literally at the epicenter of the universe getting destroyed and was completely fine afterwards, which is crazy. But most importantly, Shadow the Hedgehog saw the destruction of the universe and was able to move fast enough to react and chaos control to not get damaged by it at all.
That's my goat.
Casually just dodged universal whatever the fuck.
He can react fast enough to avoid universal destruction in base, which I wouldn't use for like base forms because that's a massive jump from they can move faster than light to tanks dodges the universe getting destroyed. But Supersonic should easily be faster than this.
Yeah. They just do that.
Average Shadow.
Yeah. There are some arguments for immeasurable Supersonic. Because Solaris was going to destroy all of time, which would include several other timelines, which means that potentially you could argue Solaris is much, much faster than Quadrillions. To the point where you can easily say, oh, he's immeasurable. He is affecting all of time in all of the Sonic the Hedgehog reality. There's also in Sonic and the Secret Rings, there's this game manual that says that Night Palace contains like corridors that can last infinitely, which is very funny. But again, Supersonic would be much faster. It would probably be able to cross it because like base Sonic can cross it.
Yeah,
and I wouldn't take it seriously, but there's this feat in Sonic Frontiers. Sonic Frontiers is all about Sonic being trapped in cyberspace, which is a whole parallel dimension created by the Ancients. And he can get out of there by running really, really fast. There is no
That's
exit
good.
from cyberspace. He can just run and get out, which is another feat of Sonic speed being like pretty much incalculable.
Welcome back, Zkeeper.
Welcome back, Zkeeper. Oh, it's Zkeeper, but the game specifically calls out Sonic. You are just moving really fast.
Sonic,
How are you doing?
you lock in.
Sonic's name speeds his game.
That is Sonic the Hedgehog.
That's
So yeah, that's Sonic speed. I would give Eggman's best mechs quadrillions, and possibly immeasurable. That's kind of
That sounds
familiar, isn't it?
Yeah.
That sounds
yeah. I
familiar.
wonder where we've heard that before.
Yeah.
As for power, we've discussed the multiversal nature of the Chaos Emeralds. At least 2 universes worth power. There are various other universes outside of the Soul Dimension and base Sonic's world. Because I talked about Camelot. There's the Arabian Nights. There is classic Sonic's Dimension, which is a whole can of worms that no one knows how to handle well, because Sega doesn't know how to handle well.
Oh, I know
But it
there's
might
one.
be-
I know there's one game in particular you're waiting to talk about.
I'm setting myself up for that. Don't
Yeah.
worry. Cyberspace is also a universe. You can probably argue like that's a whole last universe they created to steal this one monster. The end is pretty strong, just a little strong.
Blow up planet.
Take a shot.
You need
Take a
an-
shot every time
You
we're
need an
saying the
entire
word
parallel
universe.
to trap them. Oh, sorry.
No, sorry. I was just saying. Take a shot every time we're going to say the word universe.
Yeah.
You're not.
I think that may rival the egg count on the blog.
don't actually. I don't want you to die.
So, but like that's Sonic's universes. That's a decent amount of universes. So let's talk about dream scaling.
Doesn't that sound familiar?
Doesn't
But
that
if you
sound
close
familiar?
your eyes,
You're gonna be hearing.
So in Sonic Shuffle, a party game, I think it was for the Dreamcast. Was it for the Dreamcast? I'm pretty
yeah,
sure.
Dreamcast.
Yeah. Sonic Shuffle is a game about Sonic and his friends entering the imaginary world. I don't like saying its fucking name. Imaginary world. Because the goddess that controls and like protects imaginary world, Lumina, is like, someone is destroying all the dreams and I need your help to save them. Doesn't that sound familiar? Doesn't that sound familiar?
That sounds just like the plot of Balan Wonderworld.
Sound like someone you know?
So the entire game is all about Sonic traveling through these dreams. And Imaginary World is very, very interesting because it is directly stated to contain all dreams from all dimensions. Every single dream ever dreamt in the entire Sonic multiverse is connected to Imaginary World, is present in Imaginary World. And in gameplay, in some of the cutscenes, these dreams are shown to be like relatively around the same size. Which is very interesting because there is this one short posted in the Sonic the Hedgehog YouTube channel where a single Chow from the Chow Garden dreams of an entire space adventure across the universe.
Always comes back to Futureland.
It always comes back to Futureland. So yeah, you could easily argue that dreams in Sonic are universal in nature because one dream could contain an entire universe, and dreams are presented as being around the same size. Thankfully, Eggman doesn't have a proper dream form like Dreamy Bowser. However, he has the Time Eater.
And there it is.
There the bum
on the
is.
thumbnail.
There's the Time Eater. I'm going to talk a lot about him later, but right now what matters is that the Time Eater was said to have reduced all of reality to nothing. It was directly said to affect all of reality in one of the Sonic encyclopedias, which by all accounts should include Imaginary World, because it does include alternate universes like the Soul Dimension and all that. And timelines that don't even exist, like Crisis City.
What a cool
Which is
trick.
So how strong is Dr. Eggman at his strongest? That's a lot of dreams. That is a lot of dreams.
That's all.
We were talking about how many dreams there are from the population of a single island. That's a whole fucking multiverse.
Might be a few dreams.
That's a lot of dreams.
Yeah,
I don't think I can count that in any way.
There might be a little incalculable.
Assuming it's all time, present, future, even assuming there's a definitive end and an end to different universes or limited starts, that's bare minimum millions upon billions in just one universe. That's absurd.
It's the line that it's all dreams in all dimensions that gets me, because if it was just the main universe, that's easy to handle. That's still ridiculously powerful, but it's easy to handle. All of them?
No.
All of them.
Do you know how many there are? Do you know how many people are in there?
Yeah.
No.
Exactly.
No. That's the problem.
Jack, can we can we calculate the population of the entire multiverse, chat?
Chad,
I don't think we can.
Chad, I think we're cooked.
I think it might be best to just say he is strong. And we're just going to say
some degree of
very high
multiversal.
level.
He is some degree of multiversal. Isn't that familiar? We're going to be saying that a lot. We're going to be saying that a lot.
We're getting closer to the differences, but oh boy, you may be noticing, spoiler alert, stats are going to be a bit close for the most part.
Just a wee bit.
I think it's going to be very difficult for Death Battle to lean too much on one side, on one character in stats, because pretty much any argument you can make for one of them, you can counter with something similar from the other series.
Yeah, even their direct feats are pretty comparable. Both just
Bowser
have
think
very
the
direct
universe
planet
getting
stuff.
Destroyed. Sonic the Hedgehog think the universe getting destroyed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bowser was at the center of a hypernova. Eggman just straight up wiped out a star cluster.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff.
And it's so funny that even if you go with the highest, most ridiculous feat you can, it's unquantifiable dream multiverse.
Yeah.
Yeah. We still haven't even gotten to
both
specific.
So powerful.
We haven't even gone to their specific abilities or God help us their armies yet.
Right.
Yeah. So I guess now might be a good time to transition to what else both can do just by themselves, abilities and form wise.
Well, either we talk about that or we cover the dimensional stuff immediately.
Yeah, let's get the dimensional stuff out of the way. Mario gets a bit silly, so I'll let you take the floor.
I want everyone to get prepared, because this gets ridiculous. Let's go back to our old friend Mario Galaxy.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
There is one specific galaxy called Matter Splat Galaxy.
Oh boy.
The Matter
Splat.
Which, if you haven't played, I think it's Galaxy 2 it's in. If you haven't been to Matter Splat Galaxy, well, it's kind of hard to explain. Basically, the whole galaxy consists of these material objects that fade in and out of reality. Some jackasses decided that, hey, that looks pretty similar to the hypothesis of a fourth-dimensional object. And wouldn't you know it? The Japanese manual backs it up. No, it doesn't mention it's fourth-dimensional, but it mentioned it's fading in and out of space-time.
I remember hearing that the one level you have in Matter Splatter Galaxy in the Japanese version and in various other translations is just called a path revealed by hyperspace.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Which I'm not gonna say that I'm knowledgeable on quantum physics. But that sounds pretty blatant if you want to go with that.
Yeah.
Now, that's all good and all. Fourth dimensional, that's not that high, right?
Yeah.
Super Paper Mario.
There it is.
Boy.
Here it is.
The over there. Heaven.
Let's talk about heaven.
When you enter,
it's time for the debate to go to hell.
Right, so you know how Dementio killed everyone? And then they go from hell to heaven. Well, when they go into the over there, it's specifically stated to be a higher plane.
Well, of course it's higher. It's in the sky.
You mean the joke over there?
Not in the video.
No, you could think, oh, that means it's high. That means it's 4-dimensional, right? That's a higher space than our 3-dimensional world. If Matter Splat Galaxy can exist within a 3-dimensional space, and the over there is above that, that makes it 5 dimensions.
Oh boy.
And it was
Then it got
directly affected by the void that Dementio created.
The afterlife. Gone.
Now you would think, okay, 5-dimensional Mario, that's pretty high. Right, it is, but we can go higher. So, Wario Master of Disguise.
Oh my god.
There is a consumable item called String Theory Soup.
Welcome back, SpongeBob.
What is string theory, you ask? Well, I'm glad you asked. Basically, it's a hypothetical philosophical idea of the nature of our universe. It proposes the idea that all fundamental concepts of the universe, space, time, matter, is actually each its own dimension, like a different string of one-dimensionality stacked on top of each other. No, I got this from a Wikipedia page on string theory because I'm not doing that much research for this. Fuck that.
We're not getting a degree to understand the debate.
We're not getting a degree to understand Bowser.
What I could understand is that the activity of these strings could only occur within 10 to 20 dimensions of space and 6 dimensions of time. That's 26 dimensions.
Okay.
You guys will hear more about this in the upcoming episode of Death Battle, Kyle Rayner versus Simone the Digger.
Okay, now here's my biggest question. Is putting this in...
How did you put this in soup?
I don't know, but if anyone can eat it, it's Wario.
Ah, yes. What a lovely morning. Time to enjoy my healthy breakfast of multi-dimensional soup.
I like the idea that it's not that the soup is just someone copy pasted, like someone printed an entire document about string theory and put that in the soup.
The reason that I'm even bringing this up at all is the description of the soup. I quote, all the secrets of the universe are contained in this soup. Drink not, lest you learn more than man was ever meant to know.
Oh my days.
Wario
knows the truth of all.
How does Wario ever lose the dignity? He knows the secrets of the universe. He knows why kids love to taste the Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Wario knows everything there is to know.
You might be thinking, 26 dimensions. That's pretty high. It is, but...
Are we going to talk about him?
Mario's Time Machine!
Time Machine!
We're so cooked.
In ancient Greece, there lived a philosopher named Plato.
Oh yeah, I met the guy.
Plato
My favorite Mario
has
character.
this script called The Republic. In Mario's Time Machine, he meets Plato. And would you look at that? There's the Republic. What does Plato say about it? Oh, this is the absolute truth.
What?
His words. Now, what is the Republic?
Absolute.
What is the Republic about? Basically, in short terms, it proposes the idea of all universal concepts existing. All of them. All ancient theories of dimensionality, cosmology, all of that, they're all real. That's just what it is. Now, how do we measure that? I don't know.
We don't.
Plato
If all
sure
of
did.
them are real, if he says this is the absolute truth and they all exist, that involves ideas of higher than existence itself, of creation outside of our knowledge of anything. That's infinite dimensions. You know what we call that? High outer versal.
What we're saying is that the Mario cast could solo all of DC and Marvel. Good night.
Do I buy this? No, I'm not a maniac.
Well,
But
It's
there.
funny to mention.
It's
sure
there in a
is.
game with no other historical inaccuracies at all. Don't worry about that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
what a-
Mario gets outer versal. Be happy about it.
Mario is
It
all
sure is
thanks to
good.
Play-Doh.
Thanks,
All
Play-Doh.
thanks to
the winner is
Mario's time.
Bowser.
All thanks to Mario's Time Machine for the Super Nintendo.
You think Play-Doh knew that this was gonna happen?
Play-Doh, dividing it from Greek mythology, you a bunch of stupid fucking nerds would be debating about whether turtle would beat egg, and like, I think the turtle would win. Let me rig this for them.
I'm just saying, if time travel is ever invented, versus invaders are going to go back in time and make Play-Doh the next Ian Flynn. They're just going to keep begging him for answers on versus
Not
questions.
Ian Flynn Play-Doh.
Not
Ian Flynn Play-Doh.
To calm down a little. What do I think of these? I think they're all bullshit. Matter splat, okay, I can accept that. Over there being above that, sure, 5 dimensions, whatever. Anything above that, no, you're insane. Go to mental asylum.
Yeah.
Preferably go to a mental asylum that's within our 3-dimensional space, because you're not getting anywhere in the 10-dimensional one. They serve you string theory soup there.
I wouldn't bring this up if I didn't see people genuinely buying it.
Yeah.
Not people unironically buying Play-Doh scaling.
Versus debaters when it comes to Mario are a different breed.
So if you want to be a funny little guy, if Plato's Republic existed in one universe, who's to say it didn't in the other ones? 26 quadrillion times outer versal?
What does that even look like?
I don't think that's cool. I don't.
This is a video game series where you throw a turtle into a big pit of lava.
Is there anything else we'd like to discuss for Bowser, or can we move on to Eggman before my head explodes?
Nope, that's all I had.
Okay,
well, that's the document. That's the document done.
No, I also have the hatch abilities, but we'll get.
Oh, thank goodness.
Well, oh my god, I didn't even bring up Coolix.
Oh my god!
Oh, Will.
He's in the thumbnail. We gotta talk about him.
Yeah, we gotta talk about Coolix, the guy, the strongest of all time, the guy who eats the past, present, and future. Doesn't that sound familiar?
Wow, that
sound familiar?
That's so cool. I wonder what D he is.
And if Coolix is the strongest of all time, that would include some pretty strong characters, right?
Play-Doh.
Like
Play-Doh.
Well, if he's stronger than Dreamy Bowser, then someone who defeats Coolix must be even stronger, right? Like Bowser.
Coolix isn't the strongest.
Wait, if Bowser is stronger than Dreamy Bowser, who's infinitely outer versal, and wouldn't that mean Bowser's infinitely outer versal? Which, if Dreamy Bowser is stronger than Bowser, wouldn't that be another layer of it? And if it keeps going, wasn't that give us infinite layers of infinite universes?
Universes.
We got the infinite layers. Doctor on at all time.
Infinite layers of Bowser being stronger than Dreamy Bowser, who's stronger than Bowser, who's stronger than Dreamy Bowser.
This is what the debate was all about, baby.
There, I worked it in.
It's a good thing Sonic the Hedgehog doesn't have anything that's stupid. Like,
I just want before
creating a fourth-dimensional Tesseract.
Before you move on to that, I just want to finish off the dimensional segment.
By all means.
That Bowser's, if you look at this, Bowser's stat ranges from planetary to universal, to 26 quadrillion times universal, to 5-dimensional, to 26-dimensional, to infinitely outer versal.
Yeah.
That's my king.
Basically what we're saying is that Bowser should drop kick Bill Cipher.
Yeah,
true.
Exactly.
No, I'm not going to interrupt you anymore.
Yes.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, we got the egg to get to.
Eggman, unfortunately, I'm gonna say it right out the. I don't think there is a single argument anyone has ever made that gets to the point of Plato's Republic for Sonic.
Yes.
But
Damn.
some might consider a good thing. Probably.
Fun
There
police.
is shit like Eggman casually creating a fourth dimensional Tesseract in his basement, though.
As you do.
As we do.
He just kind of did that. I don't know how to explain it better. He just kind of did that.
Man just wanted a
Man.
really cool VR setup.
Speaking about the fourth dimension, remember Imaginary World?
Oh boy.
Oh, Lord.
I can't escape.
So you know the place where all the dreams of the entire multiverse are stored, right? And
Uh-huh.
if someone were to destroy Imaginary World, they would probably have to destroy the place where all the dreams are stored, right?
Alright.
That is direct. That hub, that place with all the dreams, is directly called a fourth dimensional space.
I
And Void,
already.
the guy that was gonna destroy all of Imaginary World, including the fourth dimensional space, was defeated by Base Sonic. Base
Just
Sonic
cool here.
Hedgehog, without any powers, without any amplifications, defeated Void. So Base Sonic is fourth dimensional.
Love to see it.
You always love to say it.
So we have Solaris, who is called by Eggman in Sonic 06 a super dimensional being or an extra dimensional. It's one of the two. I think it's super dimensional, but it's been a while. Which is he is super dimensional and is a being that only 3 super forms could defeat. So wouldn't that technically make him even beyond the fourth dimensional space of Imaginary World? Base Sonic could defeat someone that could destroy that after all.
I
I
guess.
feel like you can easily argue Solaris being even more powerful than fourth dimensional through that logic. Because he's easily much more dangerous and powerful than Void ever was. Void's just kind of an emo.
What a glow
Yeah.
up.
You can be stupid and say like Sonic and the Secret Rings, the 7 world rings and Darkspine Sonic and Alph Lyla can control the entire narrative of the entire Arabian Nights and manipulating the narrative. Some people look at manipulating the narrative like it's sort of outer-versal power instead of a hacks ability, which is a little stupid. Just a little stupid.
I mean, probably helps as well. Yeah, it's a book within Sonic, not the actual Sonic world.
Yeah, there is a
Different
book
Play-Doh.
inside of Sonic, and this guy can manipulate the narrative. Is that outer-versal? No, but if you look up Sonic outer-versal, that's the first thing that comes up.
Because of
So I
course.
think people might be a little stupid.
Just a bit.
I mean,
Media literacy
it's
strikes
less
again.
ridiculous than Play-Doh.
It's less ridiculous than Play-Doh, but I still think it's funny. Oh, he can manipulate the plot of a book? That's outer-versal, baby.
The book in question.
I can do that with
Outer-versal
a
in this-
pencil.
Yeah, outer-versal in this context is Sonic just leaving the story and ripping out a page.
Yeah.
Didn't he do that?
Didn't Sonic just kind of walk out of the Arabian Nights? Like, he just stayed there for a while, then he ran out of it. That's great. Sonic the Hedgehog keeps running out of dimensions like it's nothing.
Sonic could have
Gotta
just
stop
beaten
him.
a Razor Jin by just getting like some fucking whitener and just erasing his name from the pages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally, though.
Yeah, I think Sonic is like dimensional stats. I think 5D is like the most they can accept without thinking, wow, you guys aren't very clever, are you?
Doesn't that sound familiar?
Yep. Yeah, doesn't that sound familiar? Oh,
Thankfully, there is no Plato's Republic in the Sonic world. And I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna make sure
Yeah.
it stays that way.
Ian Flynn is gonna be like, I should add Plato, and then Chris is gonna like fucking materialize behind him and snap his neck.
So basically,
I would never do that, Ian. Love your work.
If you're a sane person, Bowser and Eggman get to normal dimensions that we all have. If you're unhinged, they can get to 4 or even 5D. If you're a psychopath, they're outer-versal.
Yeah, thank you much.
and look at that, chat. Same amounts everywhere. What a coincidence.
What a coincidence.
We've gone an hour just talking about the stats.
We haven't even gone into
That's
the
Bowser and Eggman.
It's Bowser vs. Eggman! So yeah, I guess now's a good time to go over abilities then.
All right.
Yeah. We
I
sure
can
do
do
have a
that.
lot. Finally, my comfort zone.
So, Bowser, in terms of abilities, isn't too complicated. You know, he can breathe fire. These firebars can phase through objects, which pretty useful when you're fighting someone inside a suit.
Yeah.
He can teleport. He can manipulate gravity. He can summon his minions. He can
You know,
shapeshift in the one movie for some reason.
Yeah, you sure can.
Then there's the weirder things. Then there's the really
Chat.
weird things.
Chat, how do we feel about
So-
time travel?
In Yoshi's New Island,
Oh, here we go.
Oh my days.
Come on, don't leave us hanging.
Loka?
We
Loka?
don't need to elaborate. Uh-oh. I think Yoshi's New Island killed them.
I think suddenly warping through space and time, someone grabbed Loka.
Bowser was so strong that he shortcut my internet.
Oh wow, he really is out of
Where was
Ursel.
He's out her.
Right,
We
Bowser
did
can
it!
time travel. I'll
Sure
stop with
can.
I'll stop with the dramatic speeches, I guess. Bowser can time travel.
Yeah, casually.
It just as that there's nothing more blatant than Bowser warping through space and time. He time travel.
Suddenly. He
It-
does
it's time
that.
travel.
Very
You
suddenly,
did
so
it.
it's very fast.
Yeah,
Yep.
He just did it.
He just does that. And the funniest part is that's not even the most esoteric Bowser ability that comes from a Yoshi game because, hi, Yoshi story. That was
Boy.
really cool when you just used your power to turn all of reality into a storybook. Just
Yeah. Thanks, Bowser.
Granted that, like, didn't do too much to change reality itself. Like, people could still move. They were all just depressed and completely out
I
of
mean,
their minds, so you were just able to get a pass. But, like, you still changed all of reality to be a storybook.
That's not.
Yeah.
That's not all though. In Super Mario 64, he could bend space itself to create an infinite staircase.
How did he do that?
How did he do
I don't
this?
know.
How does he do
He just
it?
did it.
He just does that. The Pokemon legendaries of Diamond and Pearl, space, time, and matter. Nothing to the King of the Koopas making storybooks, big stairs, and suddenly warping.
And I'll remind you, neither of these three things did anything for him.
No.
He just felt like doing it.
I guess
A little spice.
I guess I'll rope in his arsenal with his abilities because it's just more efficient
Yeah,
that way.
might as well.
He also
Yeah.
has a couple of weird things in his arsenal, like the music keys, just from Dance Revolution Mario Mix. You know, everyone's favorite.
Yeah, he had those. He danced.
These music keys directly control your soul by dancing.
As you do.
They can also create life by dancing.
Dance.
As you do.
And they can fix Bowser's tone deafness by dancing.
Hooray!
Dancing.
That's crazy.
He has catch cards that can seal people's souls away, as you do. He has multiple items that allow him to instantly heal. He can create force fields, turn intangible, instantly
Yeah.
revive after dying.
Oh, he also has a
He
gun.
And he has a gun.
Yeah, he has a gun, and on top of that, we do have like the sparks to mention because those can go from like, oh, you get these special elemental variants that like, oh, they change your powers. It's really cool, and then you have the ones that are just a bit out there because like, hold on, let me pull it up because like, you have the ones that are just like, yeah, you can hypnotize your enemies, you can summon other people, you can make a clone of yourself, you can just redirect all damage, and those are just inside his gun.
As you do.
And then probably his most iconic weapons, the Power Stars.
True.
He can use those to create entire worlds, which I didn't include this in the G segment, but he probably creates the space time as well because TikTok clock has an entirely separate flow of time to the other world. I don't know.
Yeah,
Either way,
that's a fun one.
in Mario Galaxy, he has 120 of these at once, so cool.
You
That's a
know,
lot of
Thanks,
power
Marvel.
stars.
Then there's the Star Rod. What can that do? Grant all of his wishes.
Sounds familiar.
so you know
You
Archie
can just
Sonic.
do that. And of course, he has the normal Dreamstone. And
Yeah, and like, there's other like weird things too I'd like to bring up because like dubious standardness aside, like there's the Pixels who, aside from having the funniest background of like anything in the franchise, of like, yeah, those are just slaves who are artificial souls sealed away. That's funny. Like there are just some wild ones. Like there's ones like Tippy and Tiptron. Like you can use those to get like a good edge. Like he can just scan those and like he knows everything about Eggman. He's got bombs. He's got ground pounds. He can ground pound. I wonder what
Crazy.
Slim does. I wonder what Slim does. Oh yeah, makes him one-dimensional, and when he's not moving, completely intangible.
Oh yeah, he also has Piccolo, which lets him scale to the shockwaves from Dragon Ball Super.
shut the fuck up! Oh my god, you're
Yeah.
not funny.
Piccolo.
And like there's Fleep who just has dimensional spinny powers, and like these are just so funky. And like of course I have to mention Lucien. I have to mention my baby boy Lucien, the
The racket.
the death tennis racket, the infinity tennis racket. It doesn't do anything, but I would like to remind you, like, in a Mario sports game, Bowser gets a dedicated super form to this, just from the tennis racket that literally doomed an entire nation. He just does
Yeah.
that now.
And
Oh.
on the weirder side, we have the Wonder Flower.
Oh, the Wonder Flower. Oh, I got a
The
list
Wonder
of
Flower.
things the Wonder Flower does. Because there is a lot, if you don't mind me mentioning some of them.
Go on.
Fire away.
Alright.
That's why we're here.
Causing all of reality to move to the rhythm. This is one that's used in multiple levels, but is not as well known. This was originally going to be like Bowser's big plan, because if he succeeded with this, he would just entrance all of reality in just this big dance number, and that would be it. No one would be able to resist it, according to him. He can just make things invincible. Like, there are bullet bills in this one stage. The Wonder Flower just makes him invincible. Who's to say he can't just do that to anyone else? There's ones he can just use to amplify his son and give his son the power to control time and control matter. He can just cause you to become stretchy and much harder to hit. He can turn you into a balloon and just pop you. He can do so many stupid things, and he's also a giant castle during all of it, and can just do this all on command. It's ludicrous, and this isn't like a special Wonder Flower or anything, so you don't need like big justifications. No, this is just the one he grabbed, so he can just hold on to it forever. So, yeah, he's kind of funny. Also summons King Boo. He can do that. He can summon King Boo.
He can
And,
summon Kubu.
What
have
better
to
way to
mention
end the Arsenal section than with the Pure Hearts?
Very,
Yeah.
very infamous in the versus scene. Everyone
Pure
loves the Pure Hearts.
What do the Pure Hearts do? Not a lot, actually, surprisingly.
Yeah.
They make shields break, but only the certain ones. And
I
only
think
if
it's
you
safe
have
to
your
say
friends.
that the Pure Hearts at least can counter destructive energy.
That
Yeah, they can
is the thing.
undo universal destruction.
Like Requiem.
Yeah.
Right, so essentially, they're really well. The Pure Hearts are less of a hacks ability and more just overwhelming power.
They just
But he can't
are
use them
there.
because, he kind of needs 3 other people to use them.
Yeah, it's a shame he doesn't have a way to get 3 other specific people on command at all times.
Yeah.
Bit unfortunate.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I was
anyways,
playing Super Mario Party. There's this thing called the Ally phone.
Hey guys, I was playing Super Mario 3D World. There's also this thing called the Double Cherries.
I guess
I was
Mario
playing
was
Super Mario
really-
64 DS. There are these scabs that turn you into Mario or Luigi.
essentially what are Bowser's abilities? Yes, he can do whatever he wants. He has
Yeah.
so many
Whatever.
reality warping
Does whatever he
thingamajiggies.
feels like.
He has three actually different ways of materializing anything he can think of.
Yeah.
He has multiple ways to warp reality in any way he wants. He can just come back to life if he dies. He can just kill you in a million different ways and then seal your soul away and throw it in fire and kill you forever.
Remember when this motherfucker was just a turtle at the end of a bridge that threw hammers at you?
We
Good
didn't even
times.
mention the hammers.
He has hammers.
Very important,
He
we know.
has hammers. He has a big hammer. Skylanders, remember that? That was fun.
He also has a big bathtub.
He does have a big bathtub. I don't know what's in it.
Whatever it is, it hurts you, but he is completely fine in it.
Built different.
Built different.
And the super crown.
Another wish-related thing. Wow.
So Eggman.
No.
So
Eggman,
Eggman.
the other crown. Loka, shut up. It's time for Eggman.
Eggman. Dr. Eggman. What are Eggman's abilities physically? He can fart, and it's so stinky that it stuns robots.
Dang. What
That is a
guy.
good ability. That is a good ability.
Past that, he also has a gun.
He also has a... Let's talk about equipment. He has a gun. He has a lot of guns, actually. He loves using guns on people.
Fair enough.
He just loves holding people at gunpoint and saying, I already knew that, fox boy.
He loves using guns. He has a lot of mechs. Most of them just kind of throw bombs. Are immune to damage from even supersonic, but not their own missiles for some reason. Major
That's
design
Very
flaw.
smart.
They're that strong.
Imagine getting missiles that are strong enough to dissuade supersonic with armor that is strong enough to nullify supersonic, but somehow the weapons hurt you. This is how Eggman operates.
I think that's more of a missile feat than an...
Yeah.
Missile feat.
So he has the one-off weapon from Sonic Unleashed, which power drains supersonic. Very important.
That one.
He has equipment that can absorb the energy of beings like Supersonic and transform Sonic back to base, which is interesting because the Chaos Emeralds have infinite energy, but I digress. So I'm just looking through his mechs. He has a lot of mechs that don't really do that. They just kind of shoot bombs, shoot lasers. You know what they say, the more the merrier, and then he ground pounds and then shockwave. The Egg Wizard is interesting because he doesn't do a lot in combat, but he does have the Jeweled Scepter with the Egg Wizard, which is pretty interesting. The Egg Salamander is also powered by the Soul Emeralds, which are equal to the Chaos Emeralds, but from another universe, which is very powerful. But in terms of actual abilities, he can create black holes. He can do all sorts of things. He had this one mech in IDW where he kidnapped E123 Omega, and any piece of technology that he could grab with this mech, he could completely assimilate to power up. So anything mechanical that his enemies can have, he can just yoink them and use it to make his mech stronger.
Because why not?
Because why not? He has capsules which can trap you away and can even seal ghosts, so even intangible beings can't really get out. He has multiple ways of mind controlling people. He even has a giant cannon in his space amusement park that can mind control the entire planet in one go. He has his funny little extractor, which can drain the life of every single living being on Earth at once. He can rewind time with the hourglass machine. I'm pretty sure most people give him the time stones. The time stones!
The time stones?
Time stones?
The time stones!
Time stones?
Which also let him freely manipulate time. Okay, so this is a funny one. In Sonic 3D Blast, he found out that this awesome island had these funny rings that can transport you to another dimension. So Eggman looked at them for a little bit and was like, "Okay, I got this," and just made them for himself.
Yeah.
Average
Businessman.
Eggman.
Just casually replicates mystical artifacts that allow you to travel to another dimension. I love Eggman.
Average
He's so
Eggman.
smart. He's so smart.
That's the guy.
Fucker Eggman, I swear.
He created special shoes that prevent you from jumping or running if you wear them, which he used to fuck with Sonic the Hedgehog for a whole game. That was fun.
Yeah.
He just was a hater that day.
So
What else?
in Eggman, this is from Sonic Chronicles, but he has a lot of Chow, and like in Sonic Adventure, he had a Chow garden in the egg carrier. So he should be able to access, and he has kidnapped Chow on multiple occasions. Chow give him a lot of buffs. They can instantly revive him after death. They can increase his power, increase his health. A lot of elemental attacks. They can instantly kill enemies. Like the Chow have a lot of weird powers. Very, very fun thing to have. Very useful to have around.
Mm.
He has the arts of the cosmos and zero gravity, which like can manipulate all technology. He So if you go fight Eggman and you use technology, you lose.
Yeah.
It's just over. You are cooked.
How did this guy tie with Wily again?
Good question.
He
had a really good son.
Yeah. He kidnapped a bunch of aliens, the Wisps. They can make him intangible. They can turn into black holes and absorb all matter around them. They can shoot electricity bombs. Like they're not super useful, but like being intangible is some might say kind of good.
Yeah.
So
like
we're
that.
getting to the big one. So we've mentioned the Chaos Emeralds at multiple points. He can create pocket dimensions, shatter the Earth. They have they're an infinite supply of energy for all of his mechs. They can undo any kind of transmutation. And before I move on to the bigger one, he has the Metal Virus, which transforms anything they touch. They transmutate it into a metallic zombie called a Zombot that is completely mindless unless you can use manipulation of technology to control them. Which, like I said, Eggman has like several ways of completely controlling technology. I don't know why he didn't bother with that during IDW. Maybe he was kind of stupid.
Metal Virus plus Sage sounds like a horrifying combination.
That's
Metal Virus is very powerful. Like if you don't resist transmutation, you're just a slave of Eggman for all of your life.
like the entire world was like under the influence of it. They barely got away with that.
Yeah. Okay. So here's the thing. Sonic Forces is a game that came out in 2017. In a game, it was directly connected to Sonic Mania, also released in 2017. And in Sonic Mania, Eggman discovered this ancient artifact with no known origin called the Phantom Ruby.
Oh boy.
Here we go.
The Phantom Ruby is described in Sonic Forces as creating illusions so completely realistic that they are essentially real in every way. They can interact with normal people like normal, like they were actually there. It's an illusion so potent, it's basically adding things to reality more than an illusion. So let's just call it reality warping because it's a simpler explanation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
He can recreate entire bases and create entire new bases with the Phantom Ruby. Every single zone in Sonic Mania is completely created by the Phantom Ruby because that's Angel Island. The entire game takes place in Angel Island. But Green Hill is there. The chemical plant is there. There's so much going on in Mania. Stardust Speedway, which is from Little Planet, is also there for some. Like
Which
the Phantom
also
Ruby
has
is
the
crazy.
future, like, which also has like the thing from Act 1 to Act 2 of like, yeah, that's another timeline. Make that one.
Yeah, he can create the little thingies that send you to the future.
I hope everyone at home is keeping note of. Sorry, I hope everyone at home is keeping note of how many timelines and universes we've been bringing up because there might just be a few of them.
This long into the video, I'm sorry.
I'm so sorry. Anyway, yeah,
The
my
Phantom
apologies.
Ruby can
Continue.
also enhance some of Eggman's robots. which seem to be permanent changes. Because the Phantom Ruby turned a group of regular egg robos into Eggman's super elite hard-boiled heavies unit, and they never detransform. They never go back to being regular egg robos. And there's no implication that the effect of the is done, and then Eggman rebuilt them in that shape later. No, they're just permanently amplified for the rest of their lives. It can also turn Metal Sonic into a giant fucking monster based on the Knuckles Chaotix thing, but that one was temporary.
He can so.
The Phantom Ruby can also create portals to the null space, which is a space where absolutely nothing exists. So he can just send you there if he feels like it. But I think the most interesting part of the Phantom Ruby,
Oh boy.
in this one story that was told through wallpapers in the Sonic channel through the entirety of 2023,
Oh boy.
Eggman managed to use the Phantom Ruby to mind hacks the planet and use that cognition to alter reality in a massive scale and like completely alter the memories of everyone that it affected. So Eggman can use the Phantom Ruby to rewrite all of your memories and turn you into a slave to the Eggman Empire. But you won't even know you're a slave because you're from your memory, you're just a loyal minion of the Eggman Empire.
Just do that.
It's horrifying.
Powerful.
It is incredibly powerful. The Chaos Emeralds are also interesting because they can completely negate that. And he has mind control, mind manipulation, and memory alteration. The Chaos Emeralds can completely negate that, and that's how Supersonic actually manages to fight Eggman in this story. It's kind of cracked when you can alter people's memories completely like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, various forms of time manipulation, being able to warp reality however he wants with the Phantom Ruby, being able to completely wipe out your memories and make you a slave for all time, seal you in a capsule, trap you in null space. Eggman's got a lot going on.
He's got the tools.
He's got the master plan.
He's got the master plan. He does that. He does that a lot.
He does that. So I think that's everything major. I don't think I'm forgetting anything super huge.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Look at that. We did it. We
bring up the
covered all the
Nokia?
main abilities and powers. I sure
Okay,
hope
just-
there's nothing else
There's
important
nothing
about
else.
the debate.
There's nothing else going on in this matchup.
Yep. Nothing
Isn't that right,
else.
Wait,
Yeah.
who are
Yeah,
those
what?
guys?
Oh boy.
Chad, is that Metal Sonic?
Is that
Let's talk
King
about
Boo?
it.
Let's talk about Bowser and Eggman's armies.
Segment number 3 or 4, I guess, because we did Bowser and Eggman stats separately. Army.
Let's just get it out of the way. King Boo.
King Boo!
King Boo.
Ah, that's my go.
King Bartholomew. Former
leader
child
of the
soldier
soldiers.
himself.
Yeah. Rose up the
Alright.
ranks.
So, for start, he's a ghost, of course. He can turn invincible, he can teleport, he can... Whatever a ghost can do, possess things, I don't know.
He's also a
He
gambling
can
addict.
grow, he can grow, he can shrink, he can control other ghosts. That'll help.
Me looking at all the ghosts in Eggman's army. Thank you for
He-
coming.
He can travel across dimensions. He can create dimensions.
He can
He can hack technology. I forgot he could do that.
Oh yeah.
Uh-oh.
That is a
He hacks
Uh-oh.
Egad, the teleporter in Dark Moon.
Uh-oh.
Ruh-roh.
chat.
And he's a ghost. You can't, as Big Boo says in Mario 64, you can't kill ghosts.
He never
So
dies.
it's pretty-
Ever.
Pretty powerful ally to have.
Yeah,
And
he can
above
hack
all else, he can
technology.
drag you to hell.
He can hack technology. I sure do wonder if that would come in handy against all that tech. Oh god! If Eggman gets that metal virus off, God help him.
Uh-oh.
I think it's really funny that King Boo is so impressive that he just kind of renders anyone else in Eggman in Bowser's army obsolete,
Yeah.
except Kamek.
Yeah.
Except
He's pretty
Yeah,
damn impressive too.
I was hoping you'd bring up Kamek because Kamek has a lot of good stuff he can
Yeah.
do. Like, just going down the list, like, the first big one I want to say is, oh, the army's obsolete? Is it? All these little mooks aren't anything to the bosses? It's a good thing Kamek can just make them bosses. He can just do that. Just,
Yeah.
oh, look at all those Goombas. Let me make them the size of a skyscraper. Let me change reality and let these giant moving statues crush people to death. Let me shrink down all of your minions and get fed to a frog. Let me do all that on top of his other magic, like summoning other ships in like Wonder. He can just create other like illusions and duplicates of himself that can cast spells. He can just do all of this and more while constantly providing like support to all of the weaker and even the stronger ones, because like just make Bowser big, just do that. Make him invincible, freeze everyone else in funny cubes. He has so much stupid support.
Yeah, I think it's pretty safe to say that
Yeah.
King Boo and Kamek are the MVPs of Bowser's army.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there are other impressive parts of it. You know, like Bowser Jr., he can do some pretty cool stuff with a magic paintbrush. He can create wormholes. He can just summon things and bring things to life.
He's just
Speedy
got,
Piranha.
and he's also got mechs to contend with
Yeah.
Eggman as well.
Oh yeah, he has huge mechs like the Doomsday Machine.
Yeah, the
And
big,
then
funny
there's
little-
people like
who else
my
do
mind's
we have?
blanking. We had the Koopalings.
The
Yeah, we got
Koopalings
the
are
Koopa-
pretty impressive.
Koopalings do have some cool stuff because, like, we've got the guy who just hits you with a hammer, who rolls a ball at you, and then we just have, going off of Roy in specifically in Color Splash, like, he just has mood-altering paint that just makes you really angry, or really sad, or really sleepy,
I
or
completely
just
forgot
black
to.
tar gun.
Right. Let's talk about that paint for a moment. I completely forgot to mention it earlier.
Oh my god, yeah.
Boy.
In Color Splash, paint, like you said, can influence your emotions and create thoughts. The little paint bucket guy uses them to create thoughts for Mario. What are thoughts? Concepts, I guess.
Oh my god.
Oh, no.
I kid you
Where was
not.
this during
I've
string
genuinely
theory?
seen people argue this.
That's so stupid. It's not the concept manipulation paint can.
Fucking
And Bowser can survive
Thanks,
paint
Steve.
being ripped out of him, so concept resistance. I don't.
concept resistance.
Concept
Fucking
resistance.
concept
Either way,
resistance.
I don't
Let's
think
ignore
the
that.
paint is important. I don't. Death Metal did mention like that they're not using the paper specific abilities that like the abilities that directly relate to them being made of paper. But
Right.
in Color Splash, the Shy Guys can just drain all the paint from your body and leave you completely paralyzed, like you don't even exist anymore.
Shy Guys vampires?
Yes.
They're suckers.
Kind of. But Bowser definitely has a lot of impressive ground forces. You know, like even the standard Koopa Troopa is pretty powerful. All things
I will
considered.
not let you guys ignore my glorious king. This is the one time I will glaze the Bowser army. My
Oh, boy.
glorious king, Captain Goomba, who
For
is so
real.
loyal. He is so loyal to Bowser's army that he is completely immune to mind manipulation and brainwashing.
Yeah.
Because nothing can stop his loyalty no matter what. And he inspires
Yeah.
the entire Koopa troop to also be immune to brainwashing because he inspires them with the spirit of loyalty.
My
The
go.
Vinny
Enough.
spirit.
Love wins.
Speaking of
Moving
loyalty,
on.
speaking of loyalty, can I also just bring up that Bowser in general is also just really creative with how he uses his troops and armies? Because in Bowser's Inside Story, his entire like special move catalog is just that using his
Yeah.
troops and armies as though they were just a normal ass attack.
That is important to specify. These guys love Bowser.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, name me one time, like, not even like any specific amount. Name me one time, like, a non-manipulated or otherwise affected troop has backtalked Bowser in like post 2000s.
Like
Yeah.
Name me
literally,
one.
literally, I feel like the only guy who will actually leave if anything goes poorly is King Boo because he's a scumbag.
Yeah.
King Boo doesn't care.
And then there's like Bowser's flotilla. He has tanks. He has airships.
He has
He
a
has that one UFO he used to rip a castle out of the ground one time.
Yeah, we got. Oh, we haven't even
And
mentioned King the Bomb. He blows
my
up.
God,
Alright.
of course.
He explodes. We forgot King the Bomb again.
Oh my
Also-
God,
It keeps happening.
Also, I feel like it's important to bring up that Bowser also has a fucking Dark Souls boss for some reason.
Oh,
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
multiple.
he enslaved
He has
a
three.
Don't
dragon.
forget Kingpin and Boulder, guys.
He has 3.
Yeah. Just
And
oh yeah, welcome to my army. Literal realistic dragon, geokinesis bomb ghost, and dead fish.
dead fish.
Dead fish.
And I think what is probably most impressive part outside of King Boo and Kamek is that fucking galaxy generator. What is
Oh,
up
yeah.
with that thing?
Oh, the galaxy generator. I knew we were missing
Actually, another
something.
major thing for Bowser is that a lot of his troops can turn into fake Bowsers that share
That's
some
true. Yeah.
of Bowser's like original ability, like base powers, which is
Bowser's
very
brothers.
useful.
Bowser's brothers.
Yeah,
also
they're
good.
Bowser's
a bit
brother.
weaker, but like, yeah, Bowser's brother.
Yeah.
Like, they're obviously a bit weaker, but like, still just being like Bowser, having the funny phasing fireballs and all that is like enough to just immensely like empower them. Like, I'm gonna jump ahead a bit. The big general comparisons on like huger bosses and bigger players, I think it's a lot closer between Bowser and Eggman.
Yeah.
Comparing like normal average troops, it's not even close. Like I
Yeah.
think the
Yeah.
general versatility and
Absolutely.
additional loyalty, Bowser's if this was just Bowser's army with no extra generals versus Eggman's army with no extra generals, it's not even
Yeah.
close.
I don't think anyone is gonna disagree with us when we say that the average badnik is not going much here.
Yeah.
Yeah, like at least a Goomba can wear a spiky hat. The Badniks just pop in a couple hits.
Basically.
Yeah.
I think that covers Bowser's army pretty well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess
Let's
I
look at
turn.
all of the funny.
Since
Yeah,
we
go
were
ahead.
just dissing. Sorry.
No, you go ahead.
We were dissing the regular badniks, but the same way Kamek and King Boo and Bowser Jr. are like the big major members of Bowser's army. I am wearing a Metal Sonic Pro.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
Big
That is
laser.
my
Yeah.
Metal Sonic is genuinely one of the most important parts of Eggman's army. Like he has so much going on. Like not only is he completely equal to Sonic in nearly every way, which in terms of stats is like really good to have because that means he's gonna be clobbering a bunch of people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His copy ability is crazy. Like that is he just by scanning the DNA of like any enemy, he can completely copy their abilities and be able
Yeah.
to use them fine.
And he can
has-
Oh, sorry.
No, you can go. You can say.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, and he can copy stuff as like esoteric as straight up like time stopping as well.
Yeah, like just
Yeah.
from what he already has from Sonic
It's
Rivals 2, he has chaos control, which means he can manipulate time, like time dilation and time stopping. Maybe time travel if you give him a couple of emeralds. Traveling through time. Actually, I misspoke. Like he has silver psychokinesis, which is really useful. My psychokinesis. He had like he can become invisible and intangible because he has Espio's abilities also. Like he has a lot going on.
Yeah.
And he-
I am glad you. Oh, you go ahead.
Oh,
No, you can
sorry.
you can say you can speak.
Yeah, sorry.
I yeah, I am glad you brought it up because I did want to point out like you do have like the things and like heroes where he needs like a couple fights with each of them to get like the big ones, but like even just off of like quick fights, like he's just going to be able to scan and like going off the rivals idea, he's going to get at least one valuable thing from just a few minutes or seconds fighting someone. So like
Yeah.
he's going to be racking up a lot really fast. I'm not sure how many specifics because like we did have a big debate on what separates life form energy from like other special things. Like would he be
Yeah.
able to copy magic or King Boo stuff, which that was a fun talk. Remember that, guys?
That was
That was
great.
crazy.
Yeah.
We see.
Yeah, so like I don't think
Yeah.
he's gonna get like everything. I'm not sure he's gonna be able to like pull in stuff from King Boo or Kamek or maybe Bowser Jr. and even Bowser himself, depending on how close
Yeah.
he gets. But like he's obviously getting a lot and probably maybe might get enough to even bust out Overlord. So like yeah, no dub Metal's like the biggest physical heavy hitter.
Like the thing with Metal is like I don't think he's gonna be able to copy most of the warping unless the Eggman makes him a fucking wand with the Phantom Ruby so he can use Kamek spells,
Yeah.
which would be really cute. But I don't think he can do it. By like stuff like the phasing fireballs, and if we assume that that's just a natural ability of Bowser, what prevents Metal Sonic from suddenly warping through space and time?
Yeah. I think as well it's important to mention that you brought up earlier that Eggman has mechs that can like assimilate machinery to power
Yeah.
himself up. Metal Sonic is the same way as well. That's exactly how he achieves
Yeah.
Metal Overlord is by assimilating technology. And similarly, Sonic Heroes also shows that he has surprisingly really good like shape shifting as well. Like he was basically able to perfectly pretend to
Yeah.
be Eggman on multiple occasions, which is probably crazy. But in an army fight, I feel like being able to blend in, copy everyone, pretty handy to have.
Yeah, that's
Metal
true. Like
Metal
even
is
just
both
that,
really good
like,
at direct confrontation and beating people up because he has that much aura, but he can also just sneak around and steal abilities while everyone is in the
Yeah.
middle of the war, which
and
is
Which is
even
really
then, like,
good.
yeah, and even off of like just the single time he's shown it of like impersonating Eggman, like that's a free decoy while main Eggman is chilling, and then whoever jumped normal Eggman out on the field just gets clobbered by Metal.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
Metal
this is
Sonic
just Metal.
very major.
Yeah,
Uh,
we got other chumps to talk about.
so we talked about Metal is like the biggest offensive tool that Eggman has in his army. Like he is out there in the field throwing hands and kicking ass. But the best support that Eggman has is also pretty much the newest addition to his army. Sage from Sonic Frontiers.
Yeah. I just want to
I
say,
love Sage. Everyone loves Sage.
yeah, what we were saying before about like how Eggman and Metal Sonic could assimilate tech. Sage is just like the final death knell on any tech that Bowser has.
Yeah, like instantaneous hacking on like everything. Like it says a lot when like the worst she does is like, oh, this is an unknown, super powerful super weapon. I can't fully control it yet, but I can mess it up. The fucking Mecha Koopas? Those things are
like,
nothing. Like the tanks, the other robotic minions, like congrats, King Boo. You can do a bit of hacking. Say hello to Sage Robotnik.
Sage's hacking is like absurd.
Like, let's just put this into perspective. The Titans that Sage controls, all of them required Supersonic. Every one of them.
Like Sonic specifically goes, if I want to beat them, I am going to need Supersonic and some luck. He was not fully convinced that he was able to defeat any Titan just by going super.
And we've talked about Supersonic.
We've talked about Supersonic.
So call me a little crazy. If that's the kind of scale she's working with, I don't think the fucking Monty tank is gonna stand much of a chance.
Another big thing, like one of the main reasons why Sage's hacking is so good is because I've talked about cyberspace. That is an entire digital universe created by the ancients that is superior to any technology known in the modern age. Like Eggman directly admits that, oh, this is much better than my digital dimensions, my digital constructs I created. And Sage can control that very easily.
Yeah.
Sage can just control cyberspace perfectly. Like the only reason she can't fully control the Titans is because there's an Eldritch God sealed away inside of them that can kind of mess it up.
Yeah.
Like the moment they remove the end from like Supreme, she can control that mech easily. Like no technology is beyond Sage that we know of.
I guess that does bring up as well, like the one drawback with Sage is that if all the technology is just gone, she's basically dead weight.
Yeah.
Like she doesn't. because she
She'll look
doesn't.
cute.
Yeah, she doesn't have like physical presence at all, so she can't throw hands with Bowser at all.
Yeah. That being said, like, you are not running out of technology unless it's like the final seconds of the fight, because like the normal amount of size in both of their armies, the funny time machine hourglass thing, all the reality warping potential to make more robots, like
Metal Virus.
I'll also
Metal
say
Virus.
I wouldn't say she's dead weight, and she can still provide like analytical
Yeah,
backup.
she's really good at like coming up with calculations and guiding Eggman on. Father, this is the best way we can fight this big turtle guy.
Yeah, I guess what I mean to say is that
He's
like
just not gonna be able to like directly fight, which is why I think which is why I call her the best support in Eggman's army.
basically.
Yeah. I wonder who else is
And then
important.
the guy.
The guy.
And then there's the guy that no one respects but me. I will glaze him. He is useful, I swear.
I will glaze him, but I will glaze him with the asterisk of horses suck. Am I right, guys?
Yep.
Disclaimer, I am not defending Sonic Forces. I just think Infinite is really cool.
We're gonna spend more time talking
Infinite.
about. I'm sorry. This video is gonna be longer than Forces, by the way.
It already is.
Yeah, give it 20 more minutes.
We're 2 hours in.
Yeah.
Anyway, continue.
Infinite isn't the strongest. Like he's not as strong as Metal Sonic, and he's not exactly as good a support as Sage, but he is a perfect blend of both. Because the Phantom Ruby has a lot of things that it can, and Infinite is permanently merged with one of those things. Like he can create with him, as long as he's around, Eggman's army is literally infinite. He is not going to run out of troops ever.
Infinite.
Yeah,
Infinite.
and I think it probably helps as well that, like, with Infinite being there, it basically has, like, 2 Phantom Rubies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, if he needs another,
Eggman
he's
has
just
a lot of
Infinite
prototype
lights
Phantom
hide
Rubies
and just
running around, but like
rips it out
the
his
main ones
chest.
are the one he has and the one Infinite has.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like beyond just like the normal mech creation, like we see him like flipping gravity and summoning the sun and sending you to hell. You know.
I'm being brought to
He
hell.
can trap you and he can alter gravity. He can completely mess your perception so you can't tell which left from right and up from down. He can create the sun and just burn you to death.
Yeah. They're notably weaker just shown from what we're showing in the game, but like he can just make Shadow and Metal Sonic.
Oh yeah, Metal Sonic is so strong, right? What if you had to fight 100 Metal Sonics?
What if you had to fight 100 Metal Sonics, 100 Chaos Zeros, 100 Zavix, my goat?
No, I can't even
Oh,
handle
we're
one.
cooked.
Yeah, like regardless of how like strong they are in like the big armies or whatever that, because like they're not doing huge damage in that final fight, but also like who cares? It's still another guy to control technology. It's still another giant water demon. It's still Shadow and Metal Sonic. They're going to do at least something.
Shadow the Hedgehog, I'm glad you remembered, because even outside of Infinite, even without Infinite being taken into consideration, the Shadow Androids mean that Eggman has a massive army of Shadow the Hedgehog helping him.
Yeah.
Like they're slightly weaker, but they're still really powerful. They're still Shadow the Hedgehog.
Yeah.
Yeah. Components or not, they're still going to mess you up.
Yes.
Like most of the Deadly Six is funny because like they are technically useful, but Sage does what they do but better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's
so
chaos.
cool.
He's pretty fucking
Chaos is pretty strong. Let's talk about Chaos. Water.
Water guy.
Bowser Jr. looking
Dragon
at
Boy.
this and sweating.
Chaos is very infamously one of the biggest frauds in Sonic, but he is pretty cool, and Water is pretty useful to have.
Yeah, like those are just big airship destroying lasers. That's like if any of Bowser's air forces survive like the airships getting taken care of, they're just getting swatted out of the sky.
Bowser
ground
has
troops are
so
being
many
lost.
airships, so many armadas. Perfect Chaos fires a laser, and like half of them are probably gone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like there's so much, and like if you are Water Troop, good job. Watch out for the tentacle.
Like Chaos Zero has some abilities, like he can freeze the air around you to paralyze you, which is really useful.
Mm.
You just
Which-
do that.
Which is useful because Chaos Zero is the one that Infinite can bring an infinite amount of.
Just stun locking the
You
entire
can just
army.
stun lock anyone that can't resist the air freezing around them.
Oh, you're cooked,
Like
chump.
Chaos is pretty good. Like he's dealing with the fraud allegations, but he's the god in my heart.
Yeah.
So true.
Yeah.
Who else do we have?
Who else
We got
matters?
Chris. You want to
Scratching
talk
Grounder.
about your best friend?
Scratching
Fang-
Grounder.
Yeah,
Hey!
the ultimate support squad. I'm sure Sage will work
Yeah.
with them very nicely.
Shout
Um,
outs to Orbot and Cubot.
Shout out to Agent
Billy.
Stone.
Shout outs to Agent
Ma-
Stone from the Sonic
Yeah.
the Hedgehog movie by Paramount.
He makes
yeah,
good coffee.
He's a cool.
He makes really good
Yeah,
coffee.
He makes
he's a
really
cool
good
guy,
coffee.
right? He makes great coffee.
Eggman does
Also
have
that's
some
all-
decoys, but none of them are remotely as good as Metal
Yeah.
Bullshit or
Yeah.
Phantom Ruby.
Or the hooligans and Fang the sniper.
Bro, Fang the Sniper is not gonna be in this episode, and that sucks because I love him.
Yeah.
Sniper. What else is left? E100.
I don't think he has
Eh.
that. I think Eggman is just infinite moment.
Yeah.
My three
Yeah.
guys were pretty strong.
When you have infinite metal and Sage, most of his army doesn't matter that
Yeah.
much.
I feel like
Doesn't that sound familiar?
I feel like the comparison with their generals is basically Eggman has more useful generals. Bowser has more useful generals. That's really stupid.
Yeah.
Eggman
Yeah,
has quantity. Bowser has quality, basically.
Yeah,
That's a good way of putting it. Like Metal
Infinite
Sonic
can make the army
is a lot,
gigantic, but a lot of Bowser's army is just generally offensively better.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
I guess. I guess if we're done with the summary, that's a perfect segue into the debate.
All right, chat. Who do we think wins this?
Actually, real quick before we do, there's not really a lot to go over for Eggman in this department, but do we want to quickly go over like Bowser's forms?
Oh,
You know,
all right.
yeah,
Okay,
true.
sure. We can do that.
Yeah, I got some things to say.
Bowser but big, Bowser but dead, Bowser but black.
Bowser the cat.
Bowser, but he has the N-word pass.
Right.
Minecraft
Right, so of
Bowser.
course, we have.
Bowsian.
Let's just start from the beginning. We have Big Bowser, Giant Bowser, which is he can get big.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
We have Dry Bowser if he dies, which just means he can regen immediately, and
Yeah.
Dry
pretty
Bones
good.
are pretty cool, I guess.
Dry Bones are pretty cool. Dry Bowser does look really cool, though. We gotta give him that.
Yeah.
We have Bowsian Bennington.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, everyone loves
Bowsian.
Bowsian. Like, it sounds like he's like all like Lucian is already a wild name for the Mario sports title, but like then you just slap Bowsian onto it. It's like, man, that's really crazy for a guy who just tennis is good.
He tennis the best.
Oh no, we
Yeah.
have
Shout outs to
Block-
Blockhead Bowser.
Blockhead Bowser.
Shout out to when I
Blockhead
showed
Bowser.
Loka this, and their first reaction was, "What the fuck is this?"
What else did you want me to say?
But
There's Fury Bowser. Everyone loves that guy.
Fury Bowser is
yeah,
pretty
Fury-
cool.
we're gonna cope for Dreamy Bowser. This guy's finishing off the episode. Fury
Yeah,
Bowser,
Dreamy Bowser,
he's awesome.
he can do a lot of stuff. I guess I didn't mention it earlier, and it's perfect since we just talked about it with Infinite. Dreamy Bowser can just create troops.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
can just make like airships. Like, I don't know if you can hack dreams, Chump. He can like heal himself, heal his armies, just make whatever he wants. Like, it's limited from what we
Yeah.
see in just that fight, but like he can just do whatever he wants.
He
Just
doesn't do a lot,
theoretically.
but in theory, he should be able to do like any.
He can probably he can also probably erase things from existence. Isn't
Yeah,
that
like-
Debatably.
I think the main thing we're learning is that whichever breaks first, the Dreamstone or the Phantom Ruby, the other guy's cleaning house.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if the
Not even
Dreamstone
that.
breaks, then he
Bowser
becomes
eats
3D
it.
Bowser.
Yeah, if
Yeah.
the Dreamstone, but the Dreamstone got destroyed, and then Bowser ate the broken Dreamstone.
Yeah.
That's
I'll touch
Bowser,
on
baby.
more-
But,
Yeah,
like,
I'll
if the-
touch on more. Sorry, go ahead.
Like, if the Phantom Ruby gets destroyed, then Eggman can't use it. If the Dreamstone gets destroyed, Bowser gets stronger.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to touch on that more in like the debate, but like that's a big thing for Bowser that Eggman doesn't have.
And finally, Bowser.
Shut up.
No, Castle Bowser.
Anyway,
Castle
shout
Bowser.
outs to Nightmare Eggman. It's useless.
It doesn't
Nightmare
do shit.
Eggman.
You
What
would think that
what a
a form called Nightmare Eggman would be his equivalent to Amy Bowser and really strong. No, it is worthless. It is actually
that's for Super
completely
Saiyan.
irrelevant to anything.
But he does get a cool
Yeah.
mustache.
He always has a cool mustache.
He gets a cooler
But
mustache.
As opposed to the completely useless Nightmare Eggman. Here's Super Eggman.
Super Eggman.
This exists.
Super
I'm so
Eggman is
glad.
actually a thing, which is crazy to me.
It's crazy because like on one hand, this could be the dumbest thing ever, and on the other hand, which is what we have, it is the dumbest thing ever. But oh my god, I love it.
Yeah. There's
It's
nothing too
so-
special to say about Super Eggman specifically. It is basically what the Phantom Ruby and Infinite can do to a ridiculous degree. Like he can recreate Station Square and turn every single building present in Station Square into perfect chaos.
Which is hilarious.
Which is insane. He can recreate the events of Sonic Adventure 2. He can fire the cannon and blow up the planet. He can recreate the planet in a version where he won in Sonic Colors and the entire planet is brainwashed. Like he can create a world where he managed to extract all the life force in the planet and power himself up. Like, oh, this guy's cracked. This guy's really crazy. And then Super Sonic is
It's
like,
crazy.
I don't want to live in your false reality, and then just destroyed everything with his raw aura. Thanks, Sonic.
Super
Average
Sonic.
Yeah, and even then, like that also has like in the egg fields. Like if you go in there, tough luck. You're available to that same mind manipulation.
Yeah,
instantly.
if you're
Like,
trapped inside of Super Eggman's range, you're cooked. You were actually just cooked.
it's over for you, buddy.
Nice memories. It would be a shame if they were gone.
Yeah. Chat. I think
I think we
that's
can just
everything.
go straight on to who do we think wins Bowser versus Eggman?
Sorry, I missed all that. Can we repeat that?
Oh my god, just
Die.
watch the recording.
Editor, skip everything
Play-Doh.
and go right to the debate.
Joke's on you,
Editor,
I am the editor.
Cut off 2 hours of footage.
Editor, put a picture of Play-Doh on screen.
Will do.
Editor, unload all of the Yowie of the Mario Brothers series and the Sonic the
No,
Hedgehog series.
don't do that.
No, don't get
Editor,
TPN
put in an
ideas.
entire playthrough of Sonic X Shadow Generations on screen.
Yeah.
Editor, play the Mario movie in reverse. All right, let's
Hey,
put
might
the
even go
dumbasses.
fast.
All right, serious business now. Serious.
This is
Yeah.
serious business. Does the turtle kill the old guy?
So, right.
All right.
So, basically, in terms of stats, I think we all agree that there's no reason to talk about it.
Yeah.
Like, what's the point? Like, if you lowball them, if you give them the average, if you put them at highball,
If you use
multiversal,
Play-Doh.
funny bees,
You're a
if you use
sociopath.
Play-Doh and the infinite power of the time eater, sure, they're still around
Sure.
the same batting average.
I love this
The only
matchup.
major thing you can talk about with stats is like if Eggman is somehow removed from his mechs and is just on the field normally, he is going to immediately fucking combust.
Which, like, if you're doing that, why are you debating this matchup?
Yeah,
Mm. So, like, stats.
Bowser has to
stats
fucking
are
work for it. He
Yeah.
has to actually break those mechs.
Yeah.
I guess
He's
that
got-
is
he's
like
got
one
work.
advantage we can give to Bowser or out of the gate is that no matter what, he is going to be that strong all the time. Eggman,
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
if he's forced out of that mech at all somehow, or if Bowser can just get through the mech, then yeah, Eggman's just fucked.
Yeah. If that
Yeah,
phasing
regard-
fireball hits him head on, he's cooked.
Quite literally.
yeah. Talk about other troop things or other details, I guess. Same details kind of apply from that.
Yeah.
General
I do think a lot of
troops don't
people
matter.
Kamek has this thing in Mario Party where he can swap people's positions, right? And people use that argument a lot, like, oh, Eggman's never going to be able to pilot a mech because Kamek can kick him out. The sage in the room.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She's not letting that happen.
yeah,
She's not.
yeah,
Oh, Eggman's out of the mech. Now he can't pilot the mech. The mech's still going to function anyway.
yeah, yeah.
Also,
And like, I'm
Eggman
glad-
has teleportation options, so like
Yeah.
he'll be fine.
yeah,
Metal Sonic
I
can
am-
save him.
yeah. He's got people who can like get to him reasonably quickly before like other big hitters get to him. But I'm glad you brought up Mario Party because like that's gonna be fun to bring up in a little bit.
I just want to bring up
Otherwise,
as. Oh, sorry. I just want to bring up as well that like all of this is ignoring the fact that like half of Eggman's troops can also just cosplay as Eggman.
Right.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, you can change the position of Eggman. Which one?
Which one, chump? Which
Go
one?
on, pull the trigger.
Go
on.
ahead.
Why don't you try swapping all of them? Can you
So I
do
guess
that?
just looking at it directly, we already kind of mentioned that Bowser's basic troops wipe the floor with Eggman's basic troops.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Batniks are not
Yeah.
helping at all.
Badnik,
That is
like,
a huge
even
advantage.
yeah, like even without like any amplification from Kamek or other things, like the average Koopa is going to take down a lot more Badniks than vice versa.
Yeah.
Like
Like
that may not
that'll be
seem,
huge for later on.
It may not seem like a huge thing, but remember that Bowser needs to get through that army.
Yeah.
So if he
Yeah.
already
Yeah.
has his troops clearing it out for him, that saves a lot of stamina and energy for him.
And let's not forget the fact that
Yeah.
like Kamek as well can just turn any of them into a boss tier like enemy. Like he could
Yeah.
turn a whole army of Goombas into giant Goombas.
Like the Phantom
Yeah.
Ruby can amplify Bowser or Eggman's troops, but it's not nearly to the same extent as Kamek's amplifications.
Yeah, like
and
the
Kamek
best
just
we
does that with a wave of his wand.
Yeah.
yeah, like the best we see is like, oh, Metal Sonic gets 5 feet taller, and that's kind of it.
There's the hard-boiled heavies, but like they were very
Also
close
the
to the
heavies,
Phantom
yeah.
Ruby for that to happen. Like,
Yeah.
Eggman's not going to be able to stand inside of his mech. Phantom Ruby, go!
Meanwhile, the fucking mountain-sized Pitty piranha in the room.
Yeah.
The fucking Attack on Titans of like supersized bosses, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no reason
Metal
he shouldn't
Sonic
be able
trying
to.
Metal Sonic trying to fight the 50-foot tall King Boo.
Actually, no, we know that he
Wait.
can because he grows baby Bowser too. So reasonably,
Oh yeah.
he should be able to
Oh,
grow the
Oh.
bosses.
I'm just saying, Kamek could do the funniest thing if he gets his hands on King Babam.
Oh my God.
the mega nuke.
legalize nuclear bombs.
Atomic bomb.
That's the thing.
It's like
he can do.
Vegeta's final explosion.
Fucking final
Farewell,
explosion.
valiant hero.
King
Oh,
Bowser.
you know Frieza's dramatic finish
you, young
in
master.
Dragon Ball Fighters.
Fire. That'd be fire.
So, I guess we'll just talk general to general now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think we already
Because
brought
I
up like who the big
I think Metal
players
Sonic
are.
I think
Yeah.
Metal Sonic is going to snap that motherfucking child's neck. Goodbye, Junior.
I
Yeah.
don't like
honestly-
to admit it, but honestly, what is Junior gonna do against Metal?
What?
Yeah,
I think
like-
What? No.
Junior and Metal have to fight head on. I think Junior is dead.
Bro, what's... Well, yeah, I think Metal Sonic and Sage both just basically make Junior irrelevant.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like on one hand, like the paintbrush is good. He's got a lot of good options with the paintbrush. He is not like a good direct fighter with it. He summons and he runs. which means
Yeah.
Metal Sonic is just going to clown on him. And if he uses the mech, hello, funny little child. Meet the other funny little child.
I guess the only thing that Junior has is Wonder Junior.
Yeah.
Wonder Junior
Wonder
could
Junior
be
is really useful if he turns into Wonder.
because
Yeah.
like that means he can just like
activate that.
yeah, like he's able to like keep a good distance with that bare minimum with like how he can like manipulate time and some of the funny matter things. So like
I mean,
logically,
even
I think you can
Infinite Form
say
Reality too.
yeah, also that like if any of the generals are dropping out first, it's probably Junior.
It's probably Junior.
I think we've spent like half of this 2-hour discussion so far just bringing up why bringing a mech of any kind against Eggman, you're basically just committing suicide on the spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're just kind of cooked.
On the other side, King Boo cleans 90% of Eggman's army.
Yeah.
Baby.
Without a shadow of a doubt.
There's nothing they can do against him.
Yeah, like what are they gonna do when King Boo takes like, oh, I'm just gonna take 3 minutes to create this giant painting and trap the entire egg fleet in there. I'm just gonna do that.
There are like 2 win cons I can even imagine against King Boo. And both of them are from Infinite, so if he's taken out of the picture, it's over. Because the capsules can trap ghosts, and like if they manage to somehow create a capsule big enough to contain King Boo, I think they can knock him out of the park.
I think the issue with that is that King Boo can teleport across dimensions.
Yeah, that is the thing, which is weird because like he got trapped in the painting for a little bit in the poltergust, so maybe he was holding back. King Boo is like Spider-Man; he's always holding back.
But that is a weapon designed specifically against him.
Yeah,
so.
I want to bring up as well, we were talking about the phasing fireballs and how if Eggman gets hit by one of those, he's cooked. Guess what else can phase through a mech?
Oh, yeah.
Uh-oh. That's
King Boo is just the problem.
Yeah, like,
and then there's
so much.
Infinite's other win con is much more
the
of
sun.
The sun.
The sun.
Like I don't think that I don't think direct exposure to the sun would kill him because Mario Kart.
Yeah.
But like, still, that's a weakness.
Like, Boos are weak to light, and if he's right next to the sun,
that's gonna hurt.
Like he's not just creating a sun; he is creating a sun directly on top of you.
Yeah, I think that's what I meant earlier, as well. How Eggman has more generals, just in that. The generals that Eggman have that are really good, he has more of them overall across his army. The generals that Bowser has that are good are King Boo, and that's all he needs.
That's all he needs.
But here's why I think that King Boo is still going to be a huge problem even with that. One, he can probably teleport away from that sun.
Yeah.
And then just
also addendum, like, if it's the capsule, like, just break him out if he can't.
He can escape. Like that's the thing. There are win cons against King. He's just too powerful for them to be reliable.
And then there's the hacking, which he's not a comparable hacker to Sage, but still he hacked the technology of someone who can create like Egad is kind of nuts with the things he can create, like that fucking paintbrush.
Yeah, and the dimensional warpy thing.
And he hacked it to teleport Luigi into an alternate dimension.
And also, at the end of the day, a hacker against a scientist who's like 90% of his army are robots, that's still kind of broken.
The most interesting part of King Boo's hacking to me is the fact that he can possess technology. He can just enter the machine because we know that can mess with Sage's hacking.
Oh yeah,
right.
Oh, that's true. Yeah,
like if he enters any mech, Sage is completely not going to be able to. She might be able to influence it, but King Boo will still have more control.
Then what's stopping him from teleporting to Sage and possessing her?
Can you possess Sage?
I don't think.
I'm
not doing another one of these King Boo
I think
debates.
it's also important to mention that like King Boo can create duplicates as well. So if King Boo really just wanted to be a dick, he could just possess like all of the Titans and just go to town.
Like there's no reason
we might
shouldn't be able. We've seen him clone himself like 8 times at the very least.
Yeah.
Like even the most
boy.
normal of Boo can possess objects. So like,
Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't know how reliable it would be to like give like King Boo like the armies from like Dark Moon and 3 because like those are like guys who are controlled. But like if you are able to give him like that, like the Poltergeist possessors,
oh yeah, those are problems.
like
Yeah.
Like,
even
they
then those
possess
guys
things
can
and
just
turn
possess.
them into like they're basically Kamek level upgrades when they possess something.
Yeah.
Like not even just like oh they possess a spider and becomes a big spider. No, they possess stairs and the stairs become a monster. That I feel like
I
we
love
have.
this franchise.
Yeah.
I love
Like
Mario. I love Sonic.
King Boo is such a hurdle for Eggman.
I do
Yeah.
think it's inconsistent. I'm not gonna say this is a consistent weakness of King Boo, but some like in Wonder, like the King Boos in Wonder are just regular Boos that get the crown and they turn into King Boo, and then when the crown vanishes, they reduce to being regular Boos. So you could make the argument that hypothetically, if you remove the crown from King Boo, he becomes much weaker. Like that is not a very solid argument. That is not a.
I think
In
it,
Super Princess Peach.
oh my
Oh
god.
yeah,
Wait,
true.
my
Super
God.
Princess Peach is
Just
Every
before
time
you-
King Boo is damaged, he drops the crown and he's fine.
I want to bring
Oh,
up as
man.
well, even if you wanted to make that argument, Luigi's Mansion also shows that Boos can just merge into one bigger, stronger Boo. So
That's
if
That
you
is
take
true.
out
Yeah.
King Boo somehow, congratulations, here comes a second one.
It is
Yeah,
ridiculous.
save
Almost every argument against King Boo just
Yeah.
doesn't work.
Yeah, like
He is-
even
He's
yeah,
too
like-
much.
correct me if
He's
I'm
too
wrong, but like
strong.
yeah, correct me if I'm wrong, but like it doesn't say everything about if he's still as strong, but like if you look in like the gallery in like Luigi's Mansion 3, he still has his like same kind of appearance even when like the crown's taken care of. So like
Yeah.
I want to like and he's like had multiple different crowns. So like I want to
Yeah.
say like the main King Boo totally just
Yeah.
always some level of
um,
strong.
Also, let's not forget.
The Dark Moon crown was mainly used to control other ghosts. It didn't have.
Yeah,
he
the
brought
Dark
the
Moon
power
Crown
down.
would be crazy if, there were ghosts here outside
Also-
of the ones that
Yeah.
already obey Bowser.
Yeah. And let's not forget as well, King Boo can also just become Bowser as well if he really felt like
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's true. The Bowser suit.
Yeah.
It should be King Boo. That's the guy. Can do anything.
King Boo is so
Um,
stupid.
You got a problem?
still-
Call King Boo.
Yeah.
Oh, King Boo ran away because he's a pussy. Well, here you go, clone King Boo.
Yeah.
And then there's Kamek.
I'm sorry, can I just bring up, I love the idea that King Boo is just, that one meme of SpongeBob destroying a clock, Squidward opens up his closet, there's just 1,000 more clocks.
Yeah.
That's King Boo.
That's King
That's
Boo.
Like
Boo.
even if Eggman kills King Boo, Dreamy Bowser's gonna be like, ooh, here's another one.
Ooh. You awesome dream powers go. Create loyal King Boo.
Like, okay,
Loyal King
logically,
Boo number
both
2.
of them can do that, right? Eggman
Yeah,
can both do
yeah.
that, but it's so funny that even if Eggman manages to get rid of this huge problem for him, there's just another one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
But I'm sure he could just go back in time with the time meter. Alright.
suddenly.
Right, so
So-
Kamek.
Suddenly.
Kamek, yeah.
Kamek
Kamek?
and
Is like King Boo is the biggest problem physically as like an enemy. Kamek's ability to steal people's items.
oh boy.
I don't think there's
Oh.
any need to explain how much of a problem
Yeah.
that is for Eggman, but
Yeah.
a reminder that most of Eggman's crazy abilities require him to use items.
Like,
Items like
the Chaos
Phantom
Emerald,
Ruby.
the Phantom
Chaos.
Ruby.
Even
Jeweled Scepter.
Even the all-powerful Super Eggman has the Phantom Ruby proudly portrayed on his chest.
Yeah, if you can steal
Mm.
Eggman's items, he is losing a vast majority of his options that led him
Yeah.
keep up in the first place.
Yeah, this
and
is the thing.
Kamek is really good at item steal.
And also,
Yeah, this-
again, important to mention, Kamek can just turn anything he pleases in Bowser's army into a general-sized threat.
Yeah.
And even aside from that, he can just turn all the Eggman's items into sandals.
Also, let's
Yeah,
not forget
that's
as
true.
well, let's not forget as well, I bring that up for Kamek. Bowser also just has a staff that can just shrink
Yeah.
Eggman's army. So if he
Yeah.
wanted to, he could just look at any of Eggman's generals and be like, "Hocus pocus, you're now a friggin' ant."
No.
In
you
Sonic
can-
Mania, in the Metallic Madness Zone, there are lasers shrink and that can shrink people and make them grow. I think Eggman could reasonably weaponize
Yeah.
them since he
Alright,
did build
okay,
Metallic Madness.
That's fair,
Yeah,
fair.
or at least like use them to undo the damage. But like
Yeah.
the bringing of Kamek. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, all that does is just even it out. That's not an
Yeah.
advantage anymore.
It's not
Yeah,
an advantage.
yeah.
It's just save me.
And at the same time, I do
Maybe
think that still
funny.
means that, like, at the end of the day, Bowser would still be more. Bowser's more proactive at using that to his advantage, I feel, because we're comparing,
Yeah.
what was it, like a stage gimmick to something that Bowser has used.
The entire
Bowser
plot of a
spent
game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, like, on the topic of just the Kamek stuff, I would like to just focus on that because, like, side tangent, this doesn't count because it came out way too recently for both our blog and the actual episode, but Bowser just has the Blunder Chest now too, so
Oh yeah,
Uh-oh.
you can weaponize it.
yeah, even if you take care of Kamek, now he's just got the chest. But like this is like the big thing I want to focus on, like why I, spoiler alert, do side Bowser a lot more, because like when you look at Eggman, again, he has all these things he needs. Like, he needs the Chaos Emeralds to power certain mechs. He needs the Master Emerald to power certain mechs. He needs the Phantom Ruby to do so many stupid things. All of that. Bowser, meanwhile, doesn't need that. Bowser has so many abilities that are directly tied to himself or can be, like, ingrained with him, like the Dreamstone or Wonderflower. Like, for example, if you want to take care of the time travel issue for Eggman, you have to just destroy the time meter or the funny hourglass or the time stones. You
The
you
time
take care of- yeah, you take care of those. Eggman has no other way to properly control time. If you want to stop Bowser from traveling through time, you have to kill him for good because he just can suddenly warp through time, and that
Yeah.
extends to everything. When Bowser is just going to consistently have all of this until the end, Eggman is going to naturally just, with how things go about, lose more and more. And like, as an additional tangent with like stealing things and breaking things, like I mentioned it slightly, but like having Tippytron or like another like advisor thing can be like, oh, this is the thing that sends you to hell. That's the Bowser killer. You should destroy
Right.
that right now. And like, it's not much in hindsight, but like taking care of those big things first can be a big help, and having the information on that. So like, end of the day, big mechs are going to break. He can bring them back with funny time travel, but Bowser can break the time travel. He can use the funny jewels, but Bowser can break and steal the jewels. Not the same for him. So like, just getting that up front, very notable reason for the advantage disparities.
Yeah, a lot of what Eggman's gonna have to do here is play catch up.
Yeah.
Catch up's a good way of saying it, because like, destroy one mech, I'm gonna have to use infinite to summon another. Meanwhile, Bowser's punching another mech and another.
Yeah.
It probably doesn't help Eggman as well. Like, as I mentioned earlier, if he's exposed at any point, he is just gone.
Yeah. Like, if you steal the Phantom Ruby early, that's it. If he's out there, he has no other, like, special form he can get from that. He's just completely in the open.
That is a real possibility of the first thing Bowser doing is using a plunder chest to nab the Phantom Ruby first thing.
Yeah.
That could happen.
Yeah. And, like, I'll save it for more, but I do think that, like, the Phantom Ruby endgame is definitely the most viable win con for Eggman, but I'll tackle that near the end.
Yeah.
How much more left is near the end, actually?
I guess
there's
Metal
like,
Sonic and Forms.
Save me, Metal Sonic. Save
Yeah,
me.
Metal Sonic is kind of a problem for Bowser.
Yeah.
Yeah, like what not as like manipulative and like taxy as King Boo, but like Metal Sonic is to King Boo in that same way. Like, he's just a problem.
Like,
Most
Metal
of
Sonic
Bowser's
is an
army is folding to
overwhelming
metal.
presence. He's so
Yeah.
powerful.
Yeah.
Especially as Metal
Yeah.
Overlord. Like, I don't think Basically, anyone in Bowser's army could fight Supersonic, right? Like that couldn't happen.
Yeah.
Metal fought 3 of them.
Actually,
Metal
Sonic
Sonic
Generation.
is just ridiculous. Like, I don't think anyone outside of the generals can even do major damage to him. He's just that good.
And even if they
Yeah,
could,
and, like-
the copy ability in the corner.
Yeah.
Honestly, I would even say that only Bowser and maybe King Boo could actually like fight Metal Overlord.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree. I was about to say, like, the only way I see Metal being taken down is if he gets jumped by like a lot of souped up mooks and like the big generals and or Bowser, because like if he's just focusing on one general at a time or the weaker mooks, they're cooked.
King Boo is a problem, but also this man has chaos control. He moves as he commands it.
Yeah, like King Boo
Yeah.
doesn't have any time manipulation.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't
Yeah, like-
remember King Boo ever manipulating time. That's a major edge for Metal if
Yeah.
they come to blows.
And let's not forget
Yeah,
as well that, like, with the Phantom Ruby or Infinite, if Eggman wanted, he could just summon as many of those Metal Sonics as he pleases until that thing is gone.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because like, here's the chaos control is both time manipulation and teleport. What prevents Eggman and say Eggman, who already has experience fighting ghosts that are weak to light, and Sage, who can do a bazillion calculations, to be like, Metal, we need a big source of light to deal with these fucking ghosts. And he's like, okay, chaos control, send them to hell, send them directly into the sun.
Interact to hell.
Not so fun on the other foot now.
Karmatic justice.
Karmatic
Justice.
Like,
Metal Sonic.
Metal
This is
Sonic.
the- that's the best part about
It feels
this.
like blazing when I look at the screen and I see my Metal Sonic picture. Like, he is that good. He is that strong.
That's what makes this debate so funny, is that there's just so many factors in it.
Yeah.
Like, we were talking
There's
a moment
a whole
ago
lot.
about how King Boo would just invalidate so much of Eggman's army, but there comes Metal Sonic being the dastard he is.
Yeah.
we have
The dastardly Metal Sonic.
We have spent a lot of time on the armies. Let's talk just about Bowser versus Eggman.
Bowser
Yeah,
and the armies have
all-
taken care of each other. Technically, it's just the two of them. Full power. What happens? I think Bowser wins.
I think
Yeah.
Bowser wins.
Yeah, I first of all, just like basic form stuff, like Bowser just has like all the extra edges, phasing fireballs, item steal, more innate powers, like I mentioned, like break the time meter, no more time travel, all that kind of stuff. But like, there are things I want to give Eggman credit to, but like, I'll let everyone else say their piece on the debate so
I'll
far
just
too.
say, I don't think you can argue the Phantom Ruby beating the Dreamstone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They do
Genuine
they
one
do
is a powerful illusion, and the other is genuine reality warping.
Yeah.
Like
Can I-
they do similar things, but just the fact that one can break and just not be used anymore, while the other one can break and get stronger.
Yeah. Can I bring
Again,
something up?
Like,
sorry.
just like with the time. I'm sorry, but just like
No,
with the
go
time
ahead.
manipulation stuff, to get rid of the Dreamstone, you have to kill Bowser.
Yeah. Or like beat him thoroughly enough, but like you just have so much more to go through facing him off.
I was gonna bring up as I was gonna bring up as well that like another advantage that I'm surprised none of us have really brought up yet. There's also just the fact that just their general fighting styles. Eggman tends to be more in the background for a fight, which obviously has its benefits for an army fight, but just hypothetically, 1-on-1, Bowser, he's always on the front lines, even when he's getting his army involved. Bowser is just going to take things into his own hands.
Yeah, he's gonna cook a lot.
I would say that it's not a huge advantage for Bowser, because that means he's gonna accumulate damage over time. But he does just also have healing items, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. He has like the same
Oh.
Chow things. He has that with all the other different items he has. He can
Like
keep going for a
both
while.
Bowser and Eggman have healing items, but like if Eggman punches Bowser, he'll be fine. If Bowser punches Eggman, he'll die.
Yeah. Yeah, and like even without items, like when he gets the Dreamstone, he has self healing. So
Yeah, that's passive too.
yeah,
I'm pretty sure
So,
he has
like-
passive healing items as well. He can equip.
yeah.
Like,
He's
let's
got a
assume
lot.
that the Phantom Ruby isn't broken immediately. Eggman manages to
Yeah.
go Super Eggman. I think with what we saw from the Dreamy Bowser fight, I think Super Eggman uses his powers better because like Bowser is creating versions of his regular troop. Eggman is turning the entire environment around him into chaos.
Yeah,
Recreating destroyed worlds and completely brainwashed planets, all to do with his bidding, while Bowser's just hitting people with hammers and
Yeah.
punching them really hard. But I do think that there is the problem that if Bowser lands a punch in the general vicinity of Eggman's chest, it's over.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, like it's exposed. Like
It is right
big
there.
Nintendo eyeball exposed.
like Eggman doesn't have a way to get rid of the Dreamstone from Dreamy Bowser, right? Like you could
Yeah,
say
no.
he can extract it like
Yeah.
he did for Supersonic, but
Yeah.
I feel like it's a different way they use the stone to transform because Supersonic absorbs their energy. Bowser just ate the fucking thing.
Yeah.
He would have to
It's a
use
bit different.
specifically his abilities to drain energy and pray to God that it counts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like even I just want to bring up. Sorry, I just want to bring up even with Supersonic. If you look at the cutscene where he drains Supersonic and the Chaos Emeralds, that still takes an obscene amount of time.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's a lot. But I do want to mention like the big final thing for Eggman that I think is a really good win con, the mind manipulation. Because like we've seen Bowser like resist these kinds of things before, but like correct me if I'm wrong, there has not been a moment of like Bowser resisting specifically his memory like being overwritten in this way. Because like
There
we
are
see that in,
specific
like,
instances of Bowser having his memories damaged and not being able to repair them without outside
Superstar
help.
Saga.
yeah.
Superstar
he just-
Saga and Bowser's
What?
Inside Story. Both
Yeah.
are instances
Yeah.
of his memory getting messed up and he can't fix that by himself.
Yeah, and he just needs the help. So, like, who's saying this power that is specifically about messing with minds can't, like, manipulate him? So, like,
Yeah.
that could very much leave him open for the punch. And, like, it's the big reason I debated on, like, do I really buy this? Because, like, even if, like, you don't get the Phantom Ruby taken care of instantly, that's very, very likely Eggman could just pop it if he feels desperate early on. And, like
the egg field
Oh.
is something that when he had the egg field, when he had the Phantom Ruby in his hand, that is literally the first thing he did against Sonic.
yeah. Yeah, that's the big one.
That is his
However-
opener with the egg fields.
I think that
Yeah.
also like leads into Eggman's other big advantage with it is
Yeah.
the intelligence difference.
Oh,
Yeah,
The
absolutely.
planning, the winning,
Yeah,
and
duh.
immediately going for a kill move like that.
Yeah, or
Like- Like
knowing
Bowser
like
isn't dumb
yeah.
by any means, but compared to Eggman, there's like no debate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, like long-term plans, jump of the gun, impulses, Eggman just is way better at it.
Bowser has shown some stuff like that, like when he betrayed Antasma, for instance, but
Yeah.
it's
That's
far in
just-
between
yeah.
his usual strategy of just punching and see if it works.
Yeah, like it's a lot. However, sorry, you were saying?
No, you can go.
Yeah.
I wanna hear
Okay.
what you-
However, yeah. Because I do want to bring up my big final counter to like the instant mind manipulation because Bowser is able to be influenced by this. Bowser could just be shut down and like even as strong as taken care of over time. Not his troops though.
Loyal to
There we go.
Loyal to the end because after all of this, assuming there are still troops, which going off of how we talked about it, very likely, especially if like Bowser manages to take care of Metal and Infinite earlier on, like there would still be a sizable amount of his troops left, potentially still able to be powered up by Kamek, which means Eggman has no way to directly manipulate them, no way to just turn them into his loyal soldiers. So Bowser is being dealt with. Bowser's a bit of a tipsy little guy right now, but maybe Kamek can just swoop in and say, hey, I'm teleporting you away from these big fields. I'm going to send you to the galaxy generator where he can't reach you. Maybe some of his other troops will just come in and instantly yank the emerald out, just yank the ruby out, and boom. It's like Super Eggman's still strong. Like, summoning infinite chaoses, that's a lot. But, like, if there are enough, like, troops still on Bowser's side, I very much so think that they can at least get Bowser to some kind of safety, and if not, and potentially like just get rid of the emerald entirely. Like Kamek can still steal it, and even then, summon gigantic King Babam, blow it up. Those kinds of things just mean that it's very useful. It's still absolutely the best thing I think Eggman has, but like with all the other really good and useful troops, I 100% think that the force of them can overwhelm him and just render it moot, given enough force. And then he has nothing left and he falls to the ground and dies.
Yeah.
The winner is Bowser.
I think the thing that sealed Bowser winning for me is what they did with their ultimate rock power.
Yeah.
Eggman with the Phantom Ruby, the thing he did was go for a mental attack, like manipulating memory, stuff like that.
Yeah.
When Bowser faced Mario and Luigi and he had the Dreamstone for the first time, his first move was Dreamstone, kill.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wish everyone went to hell.
He went for the kill immediately.
Even if Eggman fucks with Bowser's memories, if he gets the Dreamstone kill command off, then like...
Yeah.
Yeah, like, it's still dubious on, like, how it would go and all that, but, like, we don't know. Maybe, like, if they didn't interrupt, if Peach and Starlo didn't interrupt, maybe the brothers would have just fucking died.
Yeah.
It does actually bring up kind of an interesting point, is that, I guess, continuing on from what I said earlier about how Bowser is more straightforward, Eggman in general tends to be more of a schemer, but I think Bowser's strategy usually is just kill instantly.
Yeah, but Eggman does like monologuing and stuff.
Yeah, so like, if Bowser is just like, fucking go for it, Eggman's gonna have to come up with something like on the fly.
I'm thinking of that too. Shut Eggman up.
Shut Eggman up. Oh, if I see that in the episode, I'm popping.
Punch.
Punch? Good.
Yeah, I guess it's a similar point to like, even though it's obviously not the biggest advantage in the world, it's kind of a similar point to what they brought up like Bill and Bill versus Discord, where Discord, he's usually more kind of dilly-dallying, while with Bill, if he's presented with someone that could actually threaten him, he's like, no, die, go away.
That is also another thing. Bowser fights guys like that way more often.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Like, with Eggman, like, the few times he's not fighting Sonic, it's like the Zeddy.
Oh,
the Echidnas who are in space.
Meanwhile, Bowser's fighting dementia.
Yeah, like, Eggman has to scheme his way around, like, certain characters that are on his level. Like, Sonic Unleashed, when Sonic corners him with Super Sonic, he has to put on, like, this elaborate act and trap him just to not get atomized. If Bowser was in that situation, he would have just punched Super Sonic in the fucking face.
Yeah. Dementio, he punched him. Coolx, he punched him.
Yeah.
He just hits these guys really hard.
Yeah, like, obviously that does have its disadvantages. Like, Bowser is easy as fuck to manipulate at times, but in this context, if he's fighting someone who, like, likes to play the long game, come up with a scheme, and Bowser's just like, die.
Yeah. There, like, again, there are a lot of good things he could come up with, and he's still very good at, like, improvising on the spot, but, like, if Bowser just guns for anything, regardless of if he knows it's useful or not, Eggman's probably not going to be able to just react to how strong and fast he is.
And we forgot to mention as well. Well, we didn't forget to mention, but like, kind of another thing worth emphasizing. Bowser's army is also just infinitely more loyal because half of Eggman's troops have backstabbed him.
Yeah.
Yeah, like even without like the generals who like Infinite would absolutely have betrayed Eggman at some point. Metal speaks for himself. The Zeddy speak for themselves. Like the mooks, like some aren't powered by other animals anymore, but like there still are ones. They don't fucking care. They don't want to be slaves.
Yeah,
I mean,
even
it's
ones
funny.
like even ones like Chaos, like even though he didn't like directly intend to backstab Eggman, he still went crazy and turned on Eggman out of sheer rage. So
Yeah, because
even
it's
like the
funny
ones that are more loyal to Eggman could just go berserk.
It's fun
Yeah.
because we brought up how King Boo will probably bail. Technically, he hasn't done that at any point.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has never betrayed Bowser.
Yeah, he like it's there's all the debates had about like, oh, is Luigi's Mansion Boo the same as normal Boo, which like fair, but also like none of like the main Boos have been like, oh, this is stupid. Fuck you, I'm out of here.
Even
Like-
I think it's Mario Party 10 where Bowser just summons King Boo with a wave of his hand.
Yeah, Mario
Yeah.
Party 9 and 10, he's just a normal boss there. So he's
Yeah.
like, oops.
Oh, but his
Well-
eyes are different, so it's a different guy.
I mean, like King Boo, like just on his
Mario Kart
personality alone, he
4.
probably would, but I mean, he hasn't.
Yeah. You can't necessarily prove that he would.
Yeah, like you can't totally prove that he wouldn't leave Bowser if things are going south, but like you can't prove he wouldn't.
Meanwhile,
So I
Eggman has
do-
like entire games where his own forces turned on him. See Metal
But
Sonic.
I do overall think that we all kind of have the same stance on basically everything in this debate.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Eggman has a
Bowser-
lot of good shit. Bowser just edges out.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is anything. This is anything but like a stomp.
Well, absolutely.
Yeah,
It's not a stomp,
It's a
absolutely
little
not, but, like,
straightforward. At least our line of thinking is a little straightforward. But like the debate as a whole, nah, man, this shit
Yeah,
is
like-
crazy.
There's a reason like the prediction blog Logan put together took so many months and was like 200 pages when it was on a Google Doc.
yeah, like,
Yeah.
what is it at? 200 pages without verdicts?
Yeah, like bear in
Yeah.
mind, this is like a combined 60 years worth of gaming media, cartoons, anime, movies, all that for this debate. There's a lot of
Yeah.
shit going on.
It's absurd and it's nonsensical and it's hard to wrap your head around, but
That's
man,
why
I
we
wouldn't
love
have it
it.
any other way.
Yeah. It's the kind of debate that puts a smile on my face.
Yeah,
it's-
like
it's
compared to
the most fun versus can be.
But
It's
just
Yeah.
smile-
yeah,
smile on my face and an ache in my head.
yeah, like so many other debates, like you can absolutely come up with fun stuff with it, but like I'll always just have more fun discussing like the fight potential. But like here, everything's so nonsensical and absurd in the first place that it just is a lot more fun to talk about, and B, it just feels a lot more natural to talk about, like with how this cool thing could do this in the fight, because like we talked about some wild ideas for blog prep.
Yeah.
yeah.
We were disturbingly close to making a script for this.
Yeah.
If Death Battle didn't come back with Bowser versus Eggman, I would have script for this.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
just because we all agree that Bowser has
Yeah.
so many advantages and we all think it's a fairly clear victory for him, don't let that influence your thoughts on it.
Yeah, I mean, even
Yeah.
even then, like we just went on a whole tangent as well about all the things Eggman could do that would be genuinely strong win cons.
Yeah,
we,
like-
we all love Sonic. We all love Eggman here. And if
Yeah.
you think
Yeah.
Eggman wins, that's great. All the more power to you.
I am the Eggman.
I
Yeah.
am the Eggman.
Versus is subjective, and with a matchup like this, who can we really say that we're experts?
Yeah.
Take
I mean,
that
after
to
8
heart.
months, maybe.
Well, I feel kind of like an expert, but I want to be nice.
I'll say
Yeah.
that's true.
Let's not be pretentious.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had a great time here, all things considered. So thanks for coming on, you
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah, this
Absolutely.
was
It,
so
it's
much
been
fun.
great. It's been great.
This has been a great
Absolutely.
Do it
one.
again in a heartbeat.
And a blast.
Just please don't make another blog at this Lent for your own sake.
Yeah.
If you guys have
Anyways,
any
Bowser's
closing,
controversial because of Plato's Republic. Spread the word.
Spread the
Damn.
word.
If you guys have any last words you want to say before we wrap things up, fire away.
Right.
The final episode of Death Battle 24 will be Among Us versus Fall Guys.
Yeah, it will be. Also, love wins. Spread the word of love wins to everyone. Go look at Final Fantasy VII, Cloud X Aerith, and other funny romantic ships. Like
CIA
Bowser X
killed John F.
Kingu.
Kennedy.
I just realized we haven't brought up Coolix enough, considering I made that fucking art I'm gonna use in the video.
You know what? That's poetic.
Just
I think it's very funny if we keep the thumbnail and Coolix and Time Meter, we barely talk about that.
Oh, I'm still 100% incorporating that whiteboard into the video somehow.
That is true.
Yeah. Just
Good.
put a picture of Plato somewhere in this video.
Yeah.
Editor,
Great.
editor, close the doors. It's over.
Godspeed.
Yeah.
We're done. It's been 2 hours. I want to go to bed.
I have shit to do.
Well, thanks everyone, and here's hoping the episode is as good as the debate was. Bye.
Sayonara.